Hello, I'm Langston and I'm back on my channel, Gymlandia. So I tried to give Allie some time to get onto the shows with all of these extra timers and shit like that, and it failed. I'm gonna start using that method though prior. So I think it does a really good job of allowing certain things to happen a lot easier. So yeah. Man, it's so much to talk about. So much tea I found out behind the scenes. Um I've kind of lost, unfortunately, how do I explain it? Like I've kind of lost the motivation to really come on here and edit. I would try to release a ratchet podcast maybe today, but I've lost all motivation when it comes to editing. Like when it comes to this channel in general, like I just this week just wasn't weekend for me. Like that's all I can say. Chico, what's your response to all these messages that you see from Calvin?
Okay, hey Cal. Jonathan was supporter of Simone at Classic. Barely. He was just there for.
I just feel like seeing comments from him just gives side eye to me. I think that honesty is something that should be very like key when it comes to anyone. Like before you come into anyone's circle, you should always be honest. And that's something that's very frustrating, especially considering that people couldn't even be open when you ask them specific questions.
What's going on? Okay, my phone had went out, but I'm back now. What are you
I
responding
was thinking,
to?
I feel like people should be open and honest.
Yes, people should be open and honest.
And when they can't do that from the beginning, I know how I feel about that personally.
Let's see. Jay took down Jocelyn. She definitely did. It was never really a competition. The USA just was pushing Jocelyn. That's the only thing. It was never a competition. It's still not a competition. Charlize is gonna deliver every time. Suni did what she had to do on Bean. Oh, oh God! Do y'all hear those babies screaming in the background? Let me mute myself.
Man. Simone Biles don't got herself in a bad situation with that fuck nigga, bruh.
She
Allie, can
definitely
you hear
has.
us?
Yes, I can now. Yeah, the headphones
Hey,
were
Okay.
big.
Allie.
Girl,
Hey,
I was trying
hey.
to tell you some tea about Gabby I found from my sources behind screen. We can't say it on here,
Okay,
but
I'll hear it after, but I'm excited.
yeah, no, it's nothing to be excited about.
Oh, sorry. Ugh.
Lauren, you're right. Jonathan was given a bare minimum. For him to been have dating Simone as long as he has, he should know this fucking sport. And he
Mhm.
doesn't. He doesn't at all. He just gets up, stands up, and cheers when the whole crowd is cheering. And I don't appreciate that. Like
I
he
mean,
should be able to do full interviews to say my wife does a triple double and be able to explain what that is. Like, I don't know. I feel like he
I
should be
wouldn't
able to
say
do
all
that.
of that. I could, like I said, my beef with Jonathan is this motherfucker is not a provider. He's not a protector. He has a bum ass, enabling ass mother. I feel like he's everything wrong with the black community. I said what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. Uh, yeah, I don't know though. I feel like if he, I mean, he could still put in effort though, like for sport and stuff.
I try to empower black love. Mm, a lot of black love isn't black love, it's black toleration. But they don't want to hear that.
I support Black Love too, but he's just not it for her. And
No
anybody
fucking
who doesn't,
man.
Mm.
people are clouded to see that she's in love, but she's clouded too. Like her judgment is so clouded with him, it's ridiculous, and she's setting herself up.
Man. But I was gonna ask Ali, how do you feel about seeing all these messages from Calvin? Because like I said, when I saw that, I'm just like side eye.
Eh, It's complicated. Like, have you said what happened or?
Oh no, I'm not gonna say that out here, bitch. That could get me banned.
Okay, yeah.
No, 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 no.
I gotcha.
But that's just I'm saying it's been some people that's came into my circle that's done some very fishy, very shady bullshit. And it's just like
Hmm.
so damn unprovoked. And I guess like for me, I go out of my way to present like a platform.
Hmm.
And when people don't try to like honor that, it's just like I don't understand. Did you see Suni got her petition approved? Uh
Of course, we knew she was gonna
Yeah.
get
girl, I
approved.
have mixed feelings about that because I agree. But
Hmm.
considering how petty they've been to other people's petitions, I would have denied that
Yes,
motherfucker. Cause it's
Hmm.
just
my
like
thing. Yeah, I agree.
Suni, she can compete bars. She's just too scary too. Like it's not this like if she's not injured, she can't do it. She needed more time. Like she has
Hmm.
enough time. She can't hit. It's a very similar
Yeah.
situation to Gabby. So I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I mean, if Gabby only competed vault and beam and only competed a full Yurchenko at that,
Hmm.
she would never get this motherfucking grace. And I want to say that it could be she Gabby could hit a full Yurchenko in her damn beam routine.
Yeah, exactly. She could.
Like, so this is gonna be the biggest test for Suni.
Hmm. Yeah, and that's why, I think for her specifically, they probably don't want to risk denying it just because she has, because of her illness.
Yeah, I wouldn't deny it either because of the dire situation they're in. I would
Yeah.
never have denied Suni competing all around because of what she's achieved. That I had that Marta Crowley ass mentality, bitch. Like
Yeah,
I don't give a
exactly.
fuck if Nancy Lucan can't get through a bar routine. If she want to compete at nationals, that's her right, and it's gonna bring me more money and revenue anyway. So why not?
Yeah,
So I
Exactly.
agree, but I'm just saying if they're gonna deny Gabby going to an
A
international
camp.
competition,
exactly.
deny her going to what is it?
It
Deny
was
her
that
going to
camp.
that camp. I if someone has competed bars and podium training at both competitions, but all of a sudden they can't compete bars in the competition,
Oh God.
Yeah, you have questions.
they can compete. They're just too scared to, and
Hmm.
I don't go for that. But like I said, I also have smoke for Gabby who want to withdraw as well. I don't believe in that shit.
Hmm. Yeah, like I said, I don't know why she did it. I don't know what her motives were. Like I said, I'm a little worried. Like, did she tweak her shoulder or something? Because she really looked like those pirouettes were causing her problems, and she didn't. And apparently, in her, even though she did both her releases really well in her podium training, she didn't do them in her warm up. So I don't know if something happened. That's my worry. And
Am I back? Okay.
yes, you
Yeah.
are.
Sorry,
Yeah.
my mama Wi-Fi it sucks. So
Oh,
yeah.
Mm-mm. Ciao, ciao.
Lauren, I think all of us feel bad for Connor. For sure.
mhm.
The way she delivered her beam routine, she would have been the first place on beam with a dismount. I'm confident that she would have been the third best all arounder at that
Mhm.
meet. Um, and I just feel like she would have been put on the team. She would have performed at nationals and Olympic trials.
Oh yeah, because it was looking so good for her, especially with Gabby and Suni struggling.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like she would have been a really good placement on beam, and I mean she improved her bars.
And not just
Yeah.
Gabby and Suni, for shit, everyone else. The whole meet was a
Yeah.
shit show for everyone besides Connor before she got injured. Charlize and Simone.
Hmm.
Yeah. Even Jay fell on bars.
Right?
But for Jordan Child, she just
Um,
Mama don't have
What could
Mama don't
she
have the scoring
do?
potential.
What could she do, Allie? Because I was talking to Langston about it earlier,
mhm.
and I felt like Jordan had so many skills in her beam routine, but only had like a 5.5 D score.
I
Like
think it was a yeah. It was a
she's
five
doing.
six.
But that's
five
still
feet.
low as hell, Allie.
For all those
It
skills and
is,
stuff she's doing,
yeah.
like I feel like she's doing a lot. What can she do
Even
besides
Leanne got a
add her?
5'7", right?
Okay, so yeah, exactly. So let me look because I had the whole thing written up. I just got to figure out where I put
Hmm.
it in my notes because I did actually have some ideas on what she could potentially do.
She ain't gonna add anything. Only thing she can add is that switch half that don't manifest for her. So
Or
Yeah,
she
okay.
could go back to her full in, but I think she had so much trauma from missing it at Tokyo that I don't know if she's gonna be able to do it
Hmm.
off a beam
and
because
Okay.
it's a
it's a
built-in
lot
deduction.
of
Yeah.
building deductions as well on that full end.
Okay, so yeah, exactly. So and her double pike's pretty decent. Okay,
Hmm.
so I'm looking at her beam routine, and right now one thing that's holding her back is it looks like she's counting two C elements of a B. So what
Yeah.
I was
So
Mm.
Yeah, so what I was thinking she could do instead of the switch half, she has a Johnson in there, and she could do a Johnson to a split jump from side position.
that's too risky.
Maybe, yeah. If she could do that though, that would give her two extra tenths in D.
Tiana to compare Tiana to Lori Hernandez
That's
in
two different
2016
things.
is that's one of the biggest reaches I've ever seen. Like,
Mhm.
Laura Hernandez was one of a kind for herself in that quad.
yep,
She really
Tiana
was.
Sycamore, she's good, and I can see her doing really good things next quad. Her floor has improved a lot this year. Her beam is very consistent, but
Mhm.
she doesn't have a bars, and she can't even break 14 on a double twist in Yurchenko.
like
So
I would compare Tiana to someone like Amelia Hunley, like Christina Desidero,
Mhm.
someone like that. Like Lori Hernandez was consistently breaking 15 on beam. She was
Mhm.
literally beating Allie and Gabby in all around at a lot of competitions. Like, that would be the equivalent of Tiana beating Shilese or
right.
being
Yeah.
able to at least beat Tiana would have had to at least be like close to Jordan Childs. Like,
Mhm.
no.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm not
agree.
taking it from her. I'm not taking it from Tiana. She, like I said, she's consistent on being. Her floor has improved a lot, but that's just not the best
And she's not even
comparison.
a first year senior. First year a gymnast who's the closest to Tiana to Lori in my opinion is Jayla Hang. Even Jayla Hang isn't
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I
a
get what you're saying.
comparable. She's not comparable to Lori.
Agreed. Yeah, Lori really stood out as an obvious person for that team because of her beam and because of her consistency.
Yeah.
And
And
and because of where she was in the all around, like you said, she had the like she was passing Abby and
She was right. She was
Gabby and
behind Simone.
Allie and some.
yeah,
Yeah.
she beat Allie at Olympic trials and she tied with her at nationals, I believe.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, I know she did lose. She only lost to Allie by 1/10 at pack rounds.
Yeah.
So I
So
mean,
she was
like,
right up there.
it's not really the same, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
even Jayla Hang is far behind Shilese.
Yes.
She's definitely like I see her in the mix, but nah, that's a big reach.
Hmm.
Really, I
Yeah.
think a lot of people thought Jasmine Forberg was going to play a bigger role in 2016 than she did.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't think any of the new seniors stand out to me or like kind
No,
of stand out as a top gymnast like Lori, like to the degree that Lori
we
Hernandez
haven't
did.
had a good senior. It's been a long time since we've seen a top senior gymnast, like a
In the
gymnast like
first
a
year.
first year.
Yeah.
That shit ended with Marta almost.
Hmm.
Oh no, I would say Suni in 2019.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. Because she could have
Uh,
gotten silver. She could have definitely gotten silver in the all around if she hadn't had those falls.
yeah,
And
Oh
she
yeah,
did still come home with two. Yeah, and she still came home with two individual medals, one bars and two
2019
others.
Suni. Even 2018, none of the first years were that
Hmm.
good. You could say Grace was decent.
Hmm.
Morgan and Riley weren't first year seniors,
Yeah.
and they didn't
Yeah.
have their
Morgan's come up was really in 2017.
and Morgan. It wasn't no breakout. Like she peaked at the right time, but you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying. Like it
Yeah.
wasn't on no Lori kind of level.
Yeah.
Uh, Reagan wasn't a first year senior in 2017. Like so,
Hmm.
usually you do see that. Like even going back to like I'm trying to think of first year seniors. Courtney
Hmm.
McCool was a first year senior.
Oh, that's right.
Bridget Sloan was in 2008.
Mm-hmm.
Who else? 2012, Kyla Ross and
Mm-hmm.
Lori. Lori was the best of them in my opinion, except maybe Courtney McCool
Yeah.
in terms of like shaking up like shit. So,
Yeah.
but since then, at least on an Olympic year, you haven't really seen that. I knew that Kayla DiCello was just not good enough to make the Tokyo team.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
even going
Yeah.
back then, like, it's like you could just tell, like, the talent pool has been falling for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I remember like watching Junior Worlds and just being like, none of these girls. I'm not coming for Sky Blakely, Chico, but I maybe as of now I can see Sky Blakely being able to beat Listy.
Mm-hmm.
But you get what
Mm.
I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
they just were not on the same level of Listy, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I do want to say you can make the same argument for like 2010, like. Besides Gabby, I don't think no gymnast was capable of being Musafina or Komova at their best.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess
Absolutely.
like that just happens. But Listy is not as good as Komova
No,
or
definitely
even
not.
Musafina, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I said with her, I know she's doing difficult stuff, but to me it feels like all of her gymnastics is just kind of tossed out there. Like she's just kind of chucking skills. That's why I didn't like watching her as much as I liked watching Galia or Vlada even
But
in Tokyo.
Jelia is double like everything Jelia does is just like even her in bars. It's the leg separation when she doing a hit man
That's true.
like Jelia just got so many fucking like her Chuso, her double layout like
Hmm.
Mama don't do all her skills is nasty.
Hmm. That's true. It's probably a weird bias I have because
She
I
hella
do, you know,
overscore Allie like
no, I see how she's overscored. I just, yeah, but I guess I would say like in Tokyo, I would actually say that Listy's best routines were better than Galia's.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's true.
But Listy too, like the thing is, Vlada has good technique, except for her double sister Yurchenko.
Hmm.
Because Vlada's bar work, I'd be like, it's like you watching Musafina.
Yeah, yeah.
The way
I
she
think
like even
that's,
like does her cast, just beautiful.
hmm,
Her beam work, right? Vlada has good technique,
she
but the
does. Yeah,
difficulty,
the difficulty wasn't there on floor.
and even on beam, like Mama was like at a 5'9".
Yeah. Although I think in this code, wait, did she do two wolf turns?
She can't
She
do
might
two
have.
wolf turns.
Yeah,
That's
I
something that
meant,
holds
yeah.
Suni back.
It is, yeah, but I think Falada was doing two wolf turns on beam because her wolf turns were really good, so it made sense for her to like
Just
use
Suni
those to
was
max
too.
difficulty. Yeah.
Why has Vault gotten so weak for the U.S.? Gabby, Michaela, Jordan, Allie all had Amadars. No one
Mhm.
seems like they're trying other than Simone. Yeah, like I'm not
It's
gonna say
no
about Simone, but
Nominars
about
is
doing.
not good
Gabby.
I would
anymore.
say, a lot of people. Yeah, what Ali just said. Amino is not worth it, and then the people who are
I mean, I
training.
think it is though.
It is, but not to the degree that it was in 2012.
No, not the 7/10. But you gotta realize
Yeah,
the Amador was only 5/10 more in Rio.
true.
And also, like, an Amador has a lot less building deductions than a double CC Yurchenko because they don't have the piking.
Hmm. Well, they can't pike.
Yeah, you can't pike an Aminar. Like, it's a lot of built-in deductions that you have on a double sister Yurchenko that you don't get on an Aminar, which is why Aminars always outscore DTYs in execution.
True.
So, like, if you do an
Although,
Aminar, it's like you're bound to outscore double sister Yurchenko by 5/10.
mhm,
Like, I feel like, it's really hard to get a bad score with an Aminar, even compared
mhm.
to a chain, because even a chain you can pike down. Like, Aminars usually outscore chains.
That is true. I think with the Chung too, the other issue is the way they judge the block. Or I guess they're not really picky about the block, but I think it is harder for people to get a good position on the table doing the half turn on. Does that make sense?
Someone said, do you think so-and-so stopped commenting because of your comment? Maybe. But do I care? No, because that's a very valid ass point. Why did you fucking lie? Instead of like, and like that would never sit right with me, Ali, because like that person went ghost. Like, Didn't even explain.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
That's
Yeah,
some.
because like, yeah, when you ask someone a straightforward question like that and they don't give you a straightforward answer.
I'm thinking something's wrong. I knew what it was,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm thinking something's actually wrong because it's like I'm asking you the question, bitch, and you just not gonna respond. Like, answer the fucking question.
Yeah.
I'm not. I think Jake has her Emma back, but I don't think it's competition ready.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The other thing
I would
too is it is
agree.
harder. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Chico. Yeah, it's
No,
harder
you
on her
good.
knees, so she might be saving it for later. Or like we saw her chung. Her chung was okay, but it definitely wasn't her best one.
No,
So I think she's still getting those bolts back.
I think her chain was underscored though.
I
Yeah,
think it was too. They really be hammering Jay on her bouts, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
Now,
like the
granted,
domestic judges be
compared to
like,
Jocelyn, who crashed both of her bouts,
Mhm.
it should have been scored way better.
who was the most overscored gymnast in U.S. Classics to me? In my opinion, I think it was Suni.
Mm.
I I said Kayla. Well, I was thinking Kayla on Beam.
Kayla
Suni,
Beam score. Kayla Beam score.
Kayla and Suni both though.
If
No, you're
Kayla
right
didn't
because
fuck
Kayla should have
around,
been like at a 12-3.
if Kayla didn't fuck around on bars and floor, they would have tried made her the third
Yeah,
best
because
all
it's like
around.
with
Yeah.
Kayla, you gotta realize like they was giving hoes like 11 9s and 12 3s for hit routines. Like,
Mm-hmm.
what did they give? Didn't they
Exactly.
give what's her name a score like that? What's her name?
Are
Shit.
you talking about
Haji
Molly Lou?
Barbosa.
Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah, right. They gave Judgy Barbosa got like a 12-2 or 12-3 for a routine without a fall.
And that
And she
beam
got like a
routine, Allie,
7-2. Yeah, and she got like a 7-2 E or something.
that beam routine, Allie, I think it should have been in the sixes in terms of E score.
Well, actually, yeah, when I went through and Judgy's beam routine, yeah, well, when I went through and tried to score it, I got a 6-9, I think.
It had to be lower than that because I was pretty fair and I gave her a 7-1 for her Winter Cup. And she went off at Winter Cup
Oh
on beam.
yeah. Oh, you mean for Kayla? Yeah, no, that should have been worse. I was thinking about Jaji's qualification routine for Worlds. I remember when I
Yeah.
tried to score that myself. I was like, wait, is a 7-2 reasonable? Like, oh yeah, I could have gone lower actually.
Yeah. Like with Kayla, that should have been in the sixes.
It really could have been. They gave Joss like they've given Joss scores below a 7
And
domestically
that
for
that
routines
beam
where she
routine,
didn't fall.
that Torture Tate fool, man, like it's
Ooh,
a lot
yeah,
of
that was
shit she
ugly.
did. It's just like Kayla. When that 13-5 came up, I was like,
Mhm.
no.
there's no fucking way they over.
And Sky, I mean, I know Sky had issues, but for them to give Sky a 13-8
I think a
compared to
13-8 is right though.
oh yeah, no, it absolutely was right, but compared to what they were giving
Yeah.
Kayla, the difference was very
And
obvious.
even for Suni a 14-6,
Oh yeah,
That,
with that wobble. Like I
I
think
think
that was a
even
good beam routine.
Suni,
I would
if
have
Suni goes off Allie, I think an 8-2 is her max.
I agree because she does still have built-in errors.
So when I'm looking at that, I'm
Hmm.
like, Mama should got like a 7-7,
Yeah,
a
because she
seven
had
eight.
yeah, because her leg went above hip height on her balance check, and they can take up to 0.5 for that, I believe.
I'm like, I think Suni should have broken 14,
Oh
but I would have
yeah,
given her like a 14, maybe a 14-1.
that's what I'm thinking. I was thinking like 14-2 maybe.
Yeah, even that's because it's like, and they gave Shilese like an 8-1 or something.
Oh, that's true.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that pissed me off.
And
The
it's
fact
like
that
Shilese
Charlize and Jordan
outscored them at
got
the
the
World
same
Championships with a worse routine.
Yeah,
right.
exactly. And yeah, and how that was the whole thing. How did Jordan get like an 8-1 for that beam routine?
The Jordan and Charlize had the same, basically the same execution score,
Jordan got a lot
and
of built in. Jordan's another one you can just clear.
Oh yeah, and I mean I mean Jordan's pretty steady on beam, but yeah, like in her leaps and stuff, she does have a lot of built-in deduction.
right.
Yeah,
So
it's just
that just
like
goes to show that Charlize should have been
sometimes
scored
it'd be like
higher.
Biles vault. I don't know if Simone Biles vault was overscored like that. Didn't they give her like a 15-4 or something?
Yeah, no, they gave her a 9-2 E. I think that was right because you have to keep in mind with that vault, that is very few built-in deductions.
Mama got
Maybe
like a
flex
four.
feet.
Mama got a 15-2 with a 5'10" build, so that would have been a 15-7 with that
Yeah.
vault she did at the world. So that's about right.
Yeah, I agree because like she definitely got deducted for those steps on landing, but that's really her only deduction.
No, domestic scoring, it gives they're pushing certain gymnasts.
And that's what
Mm-hmm.
I don't like.
Like Kayla, and for example, like why are they pushing Kayla? Because they put her ass up in qualifications and them scores come up, they're gonna be looking baffled.
And they
Exactly.
shouldn't.
No, they shouldn't.
When that twelve
So,
eight come up on beam,
I
Charlize
mean, it
wasn't happy
could.
with her beam routine either. I saw it when she got her score. She was like, okay. She's like, okay.
I didn't think it fit with everything else.
No,
no.
not compared. No.
They gave it to Kayla on vault in Florida.
They did. Well, she fell on the floor. She did fall on floor, to be fair. We didn't have a choice.
No, they could still turn it up, baby. Like
That's true.
Charlize Bars. I don't know. Charlize is another one that got a lot of built-in errors, but I don't think her built-in errors are as severe as the judges were trying to get her for. But I do think on bars she could have been overscored.
When I scored her, I got like an 8.6 for her.
Mm-hmm.
I thought 8.6.
I'm just looking like I thought her routine from last year had better execution.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking
I
about
think it
that.
had better execution, but a lot of more built-in errors compared to this one. And they
Yeah.
said that
Yeah.
this routine is better on her body and shoulder. That's what
Yes.
her Sarah stated. That this routine is better for her as far as her shoulders and
Mm-hmm.
help her get through the routine quickly and
Mm-hmm.
um and maximize her points. Versus
That's
last
what.
year,
Yeah.
Sarah said she was missing the Van Leeuwen connection. She wasn't getting it all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and it just had more built-in deductions with her last year routine.
Yeah.
What they
I
gonna
think
say when
that.
they clear Suni at the Olympics? Like, and Suni, that forces to get Chenko, man, like that's the problem with Suni. Like when they take someone like Suni, they're taking a risk. Because not only can her kidney start fucking up at any time,
Mm-hmm.
that vault in that floor.
Yeah.
But you know what?
No
And I'm not
bars
trying to
ready,
make
and a
this.
beam is gonna be dramatically scored worse on the international stage. Like,
Mm-hmm.
man, with Suni,
I'm
we
not
will
trying to
see.
wish nothing bad on Suni, but when it comes to her kidneys, I don't think they can deny her because of that. It'll
No,
look really bad,
because of HIPAA.
Mm-hmm.
right? And so she should be able to compete. But you're right, it could flare up. But it seems like she's been doing good the last couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this time she wants to go to even just prove herself even more. Like I can do this again.
Mm-hmm.
And which I have no doubt. Like her floor, do y'all think she gonna have her double back on floor?
Maybe.
No idea. It's really hard to say because like she definitely got a lot back on the floor, and I was impressed to see her do one at all because or I was happy to see her do one at all because we've been waiting on
Mm-hmm.
it. But I don't know if the double is going to be beyond her. I'm really not sure what her strategy is. If her strategy is just to like have a floor routine and have
And
a
just
vault
in
one
case.
second.
Cause that
Mm-hmm.
floor, even still, that floor was hella overscored too. Cause when that 13 came up, I was like, I'll be real with you. And my Malibuyo cleared that.
For him to go and get
you,
a
you tell me I'm wrong though,
13-3.
Ellie. Like when I think about the
No, you're
13s that
not.
Emma got, like
Emma's
Yeah.
execution is much better.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, like we've seen a lot of gymnasts get scored on floor, and I'm just like, that
Hmm.
no way.
Yeah, they're not being realistic with these scores
Like,
for some
and
of
I even
these
think with Sky
gymnasts.
Blakely too, that 13-2 was a reach.
Hmm.
Because
I
I think
actually thought that was fine, but
Sky
Hmm.
Blakely should have been like a 12-8. Suni like a 12-5.
I mean, well, that's what she got at
No,
freaking
Sky
at Winter
Blakely,
Cup, and
Chico,
I
I don't
thought
come
this
on here and just run
routine
my motherfucking mouth.
lines that
Mama
I think it
stepped
was
out of
better than
bounds. She stepped out of bounds. She
twice,
bounded out of a double tuck
twice.
with badass dance elements. Like, there's nothing else to talk about.
It was better than her wearing cup routine.
Okay, and Winter
So,
Cup is not. I'm thinking about internationally, like how gymnasts should really
mhm,
be scored. How they tried
Hmm.
to score Charlize on Beam. That was not a damn 13-2.
Yeah.
yeah.
They gave Lee. Didn't Leanne get like a 13-2?
Fair enough. Fair enough. That is what she
Yeah.
got at World. So yeah, with that comparison, yes.
Hmm.
But they really playing in Charlize's face because her routine was way better than her last year routine in
I
all
hate her
around, and it
floor
should have
this
been
year
higher.
though.
I hate it too, y'all. It doesn't pull me in. It does. She said she choreographed it herself. I want to say, please go back to last year floor because she could go
Last
back to last year floor and just captivate the audience, and that's what I need her to do. And so I'm expecting that, and then when I get a floor that doesn't do that, it's hard for me to watch her floor.
You think
It's
Reby will
hard.
change her floor
exactly.
this year?
No, she could, she might,
But Reby
but her
loved to
floor
keep
was.
floors for years, bitch. Like
I
Reby
don't
had
think
the
it was
same floor
smart
for
for.
like 5 years.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I
I don't think it was smart. What you think, Alan, about Charlize
oh,
floor?
for Reby with Charlize changing
What
her
both?
floor. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't think she needed to. I really liked last year's floor, and it did pretty well in terms of artistry. It didn't get too many deductions relative to everybody else. I think
Yeah.
like if they were worried about stuff, they could have maybe like asked around and figured out what she got deducted for and made some small
Five
adjustments to the choreography.
five gold medals for Simone Biles is a reach.
Yeah, I think Beam I'm worried for her, but I do expect her to get. I would definitely expect. I would definitely expect for maybe Beam. We'll have to see what happens.
Yeah. She has
But
a
if it's,
chance, but she's not number one in the power rankings anymore.
And
yeah, I
even
think the
with
issue.
floor, she can't afford to bounce out of bounds. If Rebecca,
Mhm.
if
That triple
Rebecca stay in
double,
bounds,
that triple double might have been
yeah,
enough.
Yes, exactly. And the other thing with her triple
because she.
double that I was thinking about, that I forgot to say last week, is that her form on her
Hmm.
triple double is also has more deductions than her Chuso does.
Yeah. With
So
the
that's
deductions
kind of
Mm.
why.
coming.
So that's kind of why I almost want her to go. I like the triple double; it's really cool. But I think the smarter thing scoring wise would be for her to go back to the Chuso.
We're gonna see
Be-
if how she
Yeah,
does on it at nationals.
That's true. Yeah, I would. Yeah, this was her first competition back since Worlds. I would give her a couple
But I
chances
think
for it.
Rebecca maxes out at like a 14-8.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah,
if
and
she
Simone.
if
Yeah, and if,
Rebecca really goes off, because it's like the routine she did in team finals was the best routine of her life. She got a 14-6, but she gave it when she took a hop on a Chuso. And she also did not do her best front. But I want to say on some of her double and double pike had like low landing. So she stuck it. She lost like a 10th for chest position. So like if you give her her absolute best, I think she gets like a 14-8. I think a 14-8 is where I think that Mama maxes out. Hello, y'all still here? Ali Chico. What the hell? Not both of them going out,
oh,
but
sorry. Sorry. I muted. It was my fault. I was talking on mute.
you're
Sorry.
good. You're good.
I was talking on mute. Yeah, sorry. I was trying to say something. See, I was saying basically with Rebecca. Yeah, like obviously at their best, Simone maxes out around I think like maybe a 15-4.
That I think pushing 15-5, 15.
Yeah.
I was
But I
Yeah.
gonna
So
think
say
I
that
think.
15-4 too. Hmm.
but I
Mhm.
want to say that Rebecca's 14-8, like she got a 14-5 and a 14-6. Like she hit around there consistently.
Yes, exactly.
So I mean, like, I think Jade maxes out at like a 14-7.
Yeah, because she has more difficulty.
So I think Jade maxes out at like an 8-2 E score though.
Yeah. Yeah, because with Jade, even with her artistry improvements, there's just stuff they're going to take on her because she's not as artistic as Reby is.
And her tumbling form has a lot of errors too.
Yeah, her landings are better than Reeby's, but her I would say her tumbling form is less good.
Yeah. She could even her Chuso, I mean even her Moors have like 4/10 you can take.
Mm-hmm.
Because she
Yeah.
got bent knees on her Moors. It's very slight, but still bent knees, piking, and flex feet.
Yes.
With the hop. The bent knees is arguable though, because it's very small. But you know how I am, bitch. If I see it, bitch, I'm marking it if it's noticeable.
Yeah, and because that's what they're gonna do if they
But
notice that they're gonna
sometimes they
take it.
don't. Like
Yeah.
if it's like it depends on how noticeable it is.
Yeah, like it depends on the angle they're sitting at, and I think it depends, like you said, like is it really noticeable?
The
Are they gonna
Chusa
catch
Beatna
in real
improved a
time?
lot.
Yeah, the Chuso looks really good.
The double, like she got a lot of, but Jay, like I think an 8.2 is her max. Like if Jay has like a 6.6D, 8.2 means she maxes out like at a 14.8.
Yeah.
Because Jay usually gets like an 8.0, maybe an 8.1.
Right. I always count
Yeah.
when I kind of predict Jade, I just go ahead and give her 8-0 execution and just add her difficulty to that. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah, because
So
that
she
seems
has like
pretty
a
realistic.
6.5. Her max is a 14.7.
mhm.
But I think Jade
I
will get
think she's
around
gonna
that
pull out
very
her Olympic.
consistently
Yeah.
though.
I think she's gonna pull back her 2021 Olympic difficulty.
I think so
Especially if she want
too.
a medal against Simone and Rebecca. She don't have a choice.
hmm I agree
And
with
she's the
that.
reigning floor medalist. She can't go out like that.
No, she's gonna want to get a medal. Absolutely.
She
I
can
think her
clear
dad.
Flavia.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
of course
Who
she
else is
can.
like besides Rebecca and Simone? Who else like for bronze? I think she wants to at least be second to Simone.
I think
hmm
so too. I think she wants to see if she can beat Ruby again.
I think she can beat Simone with a mistake.
Yeah, like you said, yeah, because Simone can, if she gives up enough on her landing, she can end
That's why
up
I like,
at a 14.6 or something.
and that's why I like Simone's team last year because
hmm
it just worked better for her in landing wise.
But
Like a lot of her
hmm
landings,
Rebecca spared her though with some of her mistakes too.
That's true.
exactly.
She was really reliant on Rebecca making some mistakes.
hmm
And even with that, Rebecca was very close.
Yeah,
hmm
Rebecca was only
No,
one
you
tenth
know
and
who
one
would
third
have cleared
behind.
both of them? Jessica would have cleared both of them. They
Yeah.
would have made sure Jessica got the gold medal on floor.
Oof, yeah.
But she don't really got to worry about Jessica like that. I don't think Jessica, even if she makes it, I don't think she'll be ready enough.
Um, do you
Yeah, I
think
don't
Jessica
think
Gadirova still got a chance to make GB team?
I saw Mama training a double double on and double tuck on floor. So I don't know why she doing
ooh,
that.
Wait, you did? Did she post a
Yeah.
video? Let me go look.
ooh, okay, so that's news. That's an update.
Let
Because
me
yeah, I
see.
wasn't Langston, you might have called this because I think she was saying at first, like I think she and her sister were both saying like, oh, we don't know if we're gonna they were basically saying like we don't know if we'll be ready for Paris, so that's like not a
hmm
like major goal right now, which I get. But I think you're right, like they need to be cleared to compete. And I think she at that time she didn't know if she was gonna be cleared to compete. But they also did say like if, they're needed, they might try to come in.
Mm.
So, at this rate with Ondine out especially, they might be needed. Or at least
The thing
Jess
is,
Jess
they
might be
can't win a medal.
without Jess.
But even with Jess, it's like, is she
hmm
really enough to beat? Maybe if she can, they would need a lot of mistakes. I know that worked for them in Tokyo, but it's like for Jessica, it's like I'm not gonna achieve what I
hmm
want to achieve anyway. So it's like, why am I gonna go to the Olympics? I
That's
guess
true,
she's
yeah.
already been to the Olympics. So I mean,
hmm
because I did see the comparison between her and Aaliyah Mustafina, but
hmm
Aaliyah Mustafina had already been to the that was Aaliyah Mustafina's first Olympics in
That's
2012.
true, yeah. And Jessica could save herself and try to go to LA.
But also, I want to say that, yeah, I'm saying like,
hmm
I mean, Aaliyah Mustafina did push herself to go to Rio as well, but I mean, that was kind of different as well. Like, she knew Russia was gonna win a medal if they hit. Like,
Yeah.
she knew she could have, at least done good on bars. Like, the competition in the all around hit dramatically decreased in 2012. Like,
Absolutely. And I think she wanted to defend her bars title, which she did successfully.
I want to know if it's possible for people to send super chats, because sometimes it seems like they can't do it. Like, if
Did
the
we get
option's available.
demonetized? Oh, Laura, you were talking about Charlotte Booth. And Charlotte Booth has good toe point on her bar routines, I think, but I don't know.
I don't think the difficulty.
Yeah, I think that's her issue.
So it's a lot of things that's holding certain gymnasts back. Like, so are y'all not able to super chat at all? Like, is it not, do y'all not have the option? I'm not trying to ask. Like, obviously I would want that, but like, I just want, like, do they even have the option available?
I guess if it did, it would probably be because they demonetized the stream, but I don't know why they would have done that.
I don't see the option at all. Yeah, like, my streams are monetized. I make money off of my streams, but I don't see, like, I've been peeped that. And that stops me from getting hella money, because all these comments I get, bitch, I know I would be getting hella stuff.
Yeah.
Because I'd be like, like, I receive cash, but I never receive, like, super chats. And I'm like, that's weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna search it out.
Yeah, that's a good idea. All right, so I'm just looking at what we're seeing. Yeah, it wasn't present during the countdown to the stream either. That's weird. So I do want to say in the team predictions I've been seeing from people, I don't understand the people who want like them to take Kayla and Jordan or Leanne and Jordan. Just because I don't think it makes sense to take two gymnasts who don't have real individual medal potential. Unless they really, really have to.
Let me see. It says some countries don't support. Japan better not be one of the motherfucking countries, bitch.
Wait, if you went on VPN, would that help or no?
No, Japan does support.
Oh. Huh.
I don't know, bitch. But they fucking with my money, bitch. Because I be noticing. No, bitch, you have to have over 1,000 subscribers to make money off your channel.
Oh, okay.
So I make
You've
money.
been for a couple months though, right?
Yeah. But bitch, they playing with me.
Okay, I'm back. Oh, sorry.
Because I was
That's
like,
okay.
that's the main reason I wanted to do that live show we did last week, because I know the money would be coming in, bitch. Like,
oh. So did you get any money from the live show we did last week?
oh, they do it monthly. But in terms of the actual money I made, let me see how much I made. This is without receiving not a damn super chat.
Nice.
Let's see.
Yeah, because you worked hard to put that all together with the intro and everything.
No, don't restart the app. It's not y'all fault. It's they fucking fault. And I'm not gonna ever bully nobody into sending me money, bitch. I'm ain't nobody broke over here. I'm not like Tornado Love Gymnastics. Okay, so I don't gotta do that over here, bitch. I very much bills is done. Like, this is something I do on my free time. Like, I didn't start this channel to make money. it's just been something that's been helping me like as a little side gig.
Yeah, yeah. You're
Making,
putting work into
a
it.
little
Yeah.
extra $200 or $300 a month. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm. Yeah, it's nice.
mhm. But yeah, I do have my cash app obviously that comes across.
Hmm.
But I'm just like, where the fuck is like, bruh, they finna make me go on like
Ooh.
mm-mm. We love a look.
Oh,
Someone said
sorry,
tornado
the
love
tornado.
gymnastics.
Langston, can you see the tornado jokes in the chat?
Yeah, someone said
Tornado
tornado
love
love
smoking.
smoking. Tornado that don't take care of her motherfucking lungs. Like, man,
Ooh.
mama's still spreading rumors about me, her peoples, but like I said, jealousy.
Hmm.
Bitches went live on the US Classic, only got like 300 views.
Oh, and what do we have? Like, we have over 4K, right?
Yes, bitch.
Yes,
Like,
Hmm.
without even having to show our face.
Right?
exactly. Um, speaking of USA,
Mhm.
nationals. How do y'all feel about them splitting nationals up into two sessions?
I think
I
the
mean,
girls they put in the first session, they was like really letting these bitches know, like, you're not making it to trials.
I
Like,
think so, yeah.
oh,
Ooh.
it's like they basically saying, like, this is a gift that we're giving you, but you shouldn't be here.
Hmm. Yeah, so I
That's why I
have
was
a
uh,
like,
question.
Javasio is very close with Kamara Williams. I was like, that's why I was like, they letting them know how they feel about your girl.
Hmm.
She be naked and still getting no views. Oh my god.
oh wow.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
What
They
you
letting that
what were
bitch
you
know what
about
it
to say,
is.
Ellie?
Yeah, okay, so I was wondering with the two sessions, it's still 2 days of competition, right?
Yes. So I had to do some research on it because y'all know I'm gonna be there, and so
Hmm.
apparently it's just gonna be held
Ah,
earlier that day.
they're open.
Oh.
They're now available, bitch. Too fucking late now, bitch. I had to enable it.
Hmm. Oh, what happened?
The super chats. I just enabled it on my fucking channel.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, we I can go to both sessions. I'm not going to the first session. I'm not
Hmm.
wasting my time. I got. I'm not. I'm just not going to the first session, but I will be there way before when they're warming up. Could they give them like
Hmm.
I think 30 minutes per apparatus, so they warm up like 2 hours before the competition starts.
Okay.
So they start warming up then.
Hmm.
So I'll be there for warm ups and stuff like that.
Ah, there it is, bitch. It's available on my channel now.
Yay.
So
But
yeah,
yeah, I'll be
bitch.
there in the second session. Um,
Hmm.
so somebody was on Twitter. I don't know if I saw this on Facebook or where. I think it was Facebook. Somebody was like, "I'm so excited to see Lexi compete. She got a good chance to make this team." What?
Wait,
Lexi
Lexi
Zice don't
Zeiss?
have. She doesn't have a chance of ever making the team. Like, what are y'all saying?
I I want to bring up something that I had valid questions for. How do y'all feel about them going off on Emma for stealing that Kazakh girls?
She didn't steal anybody position. Okay, Emma earned it. Emma Mabuya earned it
And let me say
with her
something
watered
that
down
y'all don't
ass
realize.
routine.
Kazakhstan was the last country to leave the USSR. So Kazakhstan has access to the Soviet equipment, to the Soviet
Hmm.
gymnastics facilities. I'm probably sure she probably trains in Russia
Hmm.
because that's where most like Kazakhstan and Russia have really good relations. The same way Belarus got a gymnast that was able to qualify to the Olympics, I believe. So it's
Hmm.
no excuses for that, huh?
That's true, yeah.
It
And
does isn't Oksana representing Uzbekistan, which is poorer than Kazakhstan, bitch? You not know, bitch. If you gonna tell a story, tell it true.
hmm,
All the
that is a
USSR
good point.
countries are not they can send gymnasts to the Olympics,
Hmm.
bitch. Come on now. Like Ukraine, wasn't Lily and them was still winning after the USSR collapsed. Like I know Ukraine has really regressed since like, Lilia Podkapeva and stuff.
Hmm.
But even still, like You ain't gonna talk about, oh, Emma got the best facilities. I think the Soviets were the most successful country in gymnastics, right?
Yeah.
So, bitch, learn Kazakhstan's history.
Yeah, exactly. That is a really good point. I didn't think about that, but you're right. She probably does have the opportunity to train in Russia.
I'm pretty sure her coaches are Russian. I don't think she probably
Yeah.
has Kazakh coaches.
Mhm.
And she
I
has a
just
Russian.
really
I think she's ethnically Russian too because of her last name. I do want to say that a lot of people. I had a friend in the military who is from Kazakhstan.
Mhm.
Her last name is Russian as well. She has like a
Mhm.
Russian name, even though she's
Mhm.
of Kazakh descent. So I guess
Mhm.
that's very common in Kazakhstan. But she actually looks ethnically Russian. Like, so the bitch could. I think she's a Russian like Kazakh at
Mhm.
that.
Mhm. Versus an someone who's like ethnically Kazakhstani.
Yeah, like I think she's ethnically Russian who
Mhm.
Liz like just like she was on the other side of the border when the USSR collapsed, basically.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you get what I'm saying? Like, let's
Mhm.
be so fucking for real right now. Isn't Valery Lukin
Laura
from
Laura
Kazakhstan?
I'll go ahead
He
with it.
could be. I know he's just ethnically Russian. Like, there's ethnic
Yeah.
Russians that live in all the USSR countries
Yeah. I'm trying to
because
figure out
like,
where Valeri. Oh, yeah, Valeri was born in Kazakhstan, it looks like.
but like back then, like all those countries were the same country. So like,
Yeah.
if you were born in Ukraine, you were just Soviet. So it didn't really matter, like, if you were born, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
there are a lot of Russian people that like just they moved across the USSR and the satellite states in general.
Mhm.
I think Putin was in East Germany when the USSR collapsed.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Mhm. So yeah, bitch. One more thing
Um
about me, bitch. I'm ratchet as fuck, but I read. I'm educated. Don't act like I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about
Mhm.
here.
Exactly.
So I'm
Laura, I
like,
saw that prediction about Hasley. She's not making the team,
if Mama
unfortunately.
was representing
Mhm.
Pakistan or something, like, I could understand. But you ain't gonna sit up
Mhm.
and act like Kazakhstan. Some like, let's be so for real right now.
Yeah.
Emma did her big one. I hate that she wasn't doing all around at these World Cups because her
Mhm.
beam wasn't bad. Like I feel like she should have been doing it, but hopefully she upgrades since she's actually going to the Olympics so she can make some
Mhm.
finals, event finals, and at least say I made event finals.
So I have smoke for Emma, but at the same time, I respect Emma in a way because I feel like Emma's doing what Gabby said. Like Gabby said, I'm here to have fun. Like Emma don't care if she don't qualify. Like
Mhm.
Hmm.
when Emma didn't qualify in Doha, Mama wasn't boohooing, crying like, "Oh well, I tried my best, I didn't qualify." Like, I guess
Yeah.
I'm gonna try Asian Games. Emma wasn't like, if Emma didn't qualify to Asian Games, I don't think she would have been boohooing her eyes. Like, she just was
Mhm.
like, "Well, I tried." Emma's not. Emma don't really care if she get beat. She's just out here having
Hmm.
fun.
Mhm.
You make a valid point.
So I guess like, yeah, is she overrated? Absolutely, bitch. I said what the fuck I said, but I can respect someone who just like Emma. She's doing this for fun. Like if she succeed, she doing
Mhm.
such if she believes. Okay, like in Whitney Houston's voice, like Mama, Mama is doing what she want to do. So it's like with these other gymnasts, they're not necessarily like doing that. Like for Gabby,
Mhm.
Gabby's lying in our face. She over here talking about, "Well, I'm here to have fun," but you having a mental breakdown when you don't
Mhm.
hit something. Like, if you don't do it, you don't do it. It's okay. Like, move on. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're just there to have fun, it doesn't, you don't really, that's, if Gabby was just doing this to have fun, I think she would be performing a lot better because she didn't really care. Like, if I missed this
Mhm.
connection, okay, I tried. Like, if I
Mhm.
missed this handstand, I tried. Like, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, Emma don't
Yeah.
care. Like,
Mhm.
she don't give a fuck that she's just doing a double tuck. Like, she don't have no
Right.
motive. She don't care if she does a double layout or not. Like, that's not her motivation.
Mhm.
Hmm.
And I can respect that. Like,
Yeah. And I do think for the Philippines, having them being able to send three gymnasts representing their country, who are, Filipino Americans who do have like passports and family there and everything. I think that that will be good for for a small country like that that really doesn't have a ton of money to fund
Right.
gymnastics training.
And I think
oh
Emma's doing
damn, my
good.
bad.
And with her
I did not
opening
know
up,
this.
oh
It
wait,
said
what
Yeah.
happened?
Emma said in an interview that she cried for 3 days and pulled all nighters after not making it from the World Cups. Oh damn. It didn't
She
see
had finals or something coming up during doing
It
it,
didn't
didn't
seem
it?
like she was that upset though. Like it when you used to
Well,
watch the World Cup,
she could have kept it private, which I respect.
but in terms of what she showed publicly, bitch, she ain't withdrawn for no competitions. Crying is
Mhm.
crying in front of everyone on national TV. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I think
She,
it's okay if she cries in private, especially if sometimes she just needs to like get it out and pull herself together, then move on to the next step. That's
but I do
fine.
want to say is you can't compare no bitch like Gabby to a nothing ass bitch like Emma Malabuyo either. Like,
No.
you can't compare no Olympic all around champion to a bitch who could never even make the all around because they would have been
the
too
thing
punked
is,
out.
Gabby got so
So,
much trauma from her 2 Olympic cycles. It's ridiculous.
That's
And so
true,
that's a lot
Chico.
to unpack. Like her being, because you
Hmm.
got to think about it, American Classic wasn't really her first debut back. It wasn't really a big crowd. It wasn't the
Hmm.
lights, the cameras, everything back. So this was her
but she
first
was
time out
crying there
actually back.
too.
Yeah, fair enough. But she at least finished. She finished everything. And
Yeah,
so
I
I think the pressure at this one was a little bit different because it was like, yeah, this is the real thing. I'm in front of everybody. Although I think she still should have finished, I
mhm,
think she should have pushed through because, like you said, if she was really there to have fun, she would have just finished the meet, not caring how she did, and she could have did an
mhm,
interview after. Oh yeah, I'm totally disappointed in how I did, but I stayed out there because I wanted to have fun and just to get
mhm,
out there.
Marta, like
And
I said, Marta ain't raised no weak ass bitch who pull out of competitions.
mhm,
She know damn well, like, for you to be defending Marta Caroli, Gabby, but doing some shit like that, Marta Caroli would never
mhm,
have let no one pull. Bitch, what? You gonna at least give me a vault?
mhm. I do think with Gabby though, I think Chico is right. I think it's just she knew that people were going to judge her way more for flopping than they would Emma Malabuyo.
Yeah. And also, Gabby is an Olympic gold medalist in the all around.
Hmm.
She's achieved the most biggest thing you can ever achieve in gymnastics. So her expectations for herself are so much higher than Emma's.
Yes,
this is
exactly. So I
true.
think that's yeah. So I think that's probably it. She feels worse because she knows what she's capable of doing, and she knows she didn't do it, and that probably feels
Everything
way
Gabby's
worse.
ever won has been controversial, bitch, in y'all opinion. Y'all want to say, oh, well, Commonwealth won the all around. Oh, well, Maggie
Hmm.
should have been the one that competed for the second American in 2015. So I saw some people trying to
Exactly.
say that Gabby robbed Larissa.
Wait, what?
Yes, bitch.
What?
Like, there's people that said
Oh wait,
they
I
feel like
have seen that before. I have seen that
that
before.
Larissa should have beat Gabby in the all around. Like, I
In
seen people say,
2015?
yeah. So they
Yeah,
said she should have been.
I have seen people
They
see.
said she
I
should
have
have
seen people
been there
say
in the
that.
first place, and when she did get there, that she robbed Larissa.
Yeah.
And I've seen people say that obviously
Mhm.
Gabby robbed her spot on the Olympic team 2016. Like everything Gabby's ever done, y'all have had something to say about. And it's like
Yeah.
it's not like no Gina Goshen ass, Ali Raisman ass fucking robberies either, like where it's clear as day.
Yeah.
Like it's clear Gabby beat Komova. Like the racism is
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
it's very it's sad. And that's why, like I said, when it comes to Sunni Lee and these other bitches, y'all don't give them the same smoke.
They
Even with
definitely don't.
Chuso,
No.
even with Chuso with Catalina Panor, y'all kept encouraging Catalina Panor when she came back.
Yeah,
And they
exactly.
still they still encouraging Chuso, and it ain't no
Toyota
way she can
too.
make it.
Toyota and Vanessa Toyota, bitch. Like Vanessa Balvo, they still encouraging
Hmm.
her to make the Italian team.
The Italian team could really use her now, though, with Asia out. But yeah,
I mean, aren't
exactly.
they gonna take Georgia Vila?
I think yeah, it might be smarter to take Georgia Vila.
Georgia Vila don't got consistent on bars and beam.
She has. Yeah, I respect her for that.
Sean Johnson, side eye. When she
I
said
agree.
she's the most
What did
talent one when she said she's one of the most talented, no bitch, she's more talented. She's the most talented gymnastic child's had. Oh.
Yeah.
Girl,
but
expect to
she
see
had
like
to throw
I'm
herself
the
in there a
most
little
and she's the
bit.
second most bitch. Like y'all don't see the little you don't see the shit that people say and you just be like,
Hmm.
When
I
she
didn't even
said
look at it
when
like
she
that when she
said
said that.
Child was like she's one of the most talented girl. Who is more talented than Child's ever had than her?
Nobody. She's the
Nobody.
Cause
That's
second
true.
talented.
girl with your fake ass Eminar and them bars, damn well, I would say you the second best, but
Oh
you're
Right.
yeah.
not more talented than Gabby.
Hmm.
on being
Mm,
maybe on floor, but in terms of an all arounder, like let's be so for real right now, Allie.
now
So
that
That's
you
I'm just
point
true.
that
like,
out, I definitely didn't think about that when she said that, and I'm
I
just
didn't think
listening
I
to
hear
about
you.
that
I listen
either.
to
Yeah.
everything somebody say. And when Sean was talking about Simone Biles, girl, your husband ain't ever said you wasn't a prize though.
Her
That's
husband would
right.
never. He would never.
Yeah, her husband is smart enough to know where the money comes from. But I
But
think
her
he also
money,
does
her
care
husband
about
has a
her.
brand of his own, no.
That's right. No, that's true. Her husband actually does have his own brand, and I think he had more success in his football career, right?
Oh yeah.
I
Hmm.
think they're similar, but I know that I don't know what he does behind the scenes, but he ain't no
Hmm.
broke ass hoe. Like,
Yeah, I think he's figured out how to help them monetize their whole brand. That's what it
but I think
seems
that
like.
he's like, I don't know what he does behind the scenes, but it's
Hmm.
not
With W, no, we're not saying that she wasn't giving Gabby encouragement. It's just certain the way she said certain things by saying one of the most talented gymnasts. Like he
Hmm.
had more than two. He didn't have more than two.
like
Hmm.
who has child ever trained more talented than Gabby, bitch? Like, I want to know.
Yeah, that's true because his two big gymnasts are Gabby and Sean.
And who's the
Right,
most talented
exactly.
of the two?
The one that won
Hmm.
the all around medal.
Well, they both
That's
won all
true.
around medals, but the one that won the all around gold.
Yeah, at the
Yes.
well at the Olympics too.
The
At
one
Yeah.
the
who wasn't getting
Olympics.
cleared by a bitch by a point and a half on one event.
I
So I'm
just
just like, when you say that, it's like, okay, she's one of the most. So who's the most? Like, you gotta just watch some of the things people say. Like, bitch, she seemed like she's saying
That
something respectful,
yeah, you
but
have a
it's
good
like, what are
point.
you trying to say right now?
Oh, I agree. Lauren said that Sean husband said Simone shouldn't have spoken out on Instagram about the hate she received. I don't
Mm.
think she should have spoken out
No,
about
he
her
stood on
husband.
facts. He was very much right for that. Who
Cause
is he to
Simone
tell a
said
black
here,
woman how to respond? No, because who the fuck else you see going off about telling people to shut up about their fucking husband on social media? They're not gonna
Mm.
listen.
Mm.
Like, girl, you did all that for what? No one's gonna ever respect him.
no, exactly.
Nope.
And I think she just, like you said, Langston, he has a problem and he's at home saying stuff to her about it, which is
Mm.
making her respond to it. Because even Simone, with her own hate that she gets from everyone, she's not constantly posting stuff on
No,
social media and stuff. She never has
Mm.
done that before. She'll make a big statement eventually or something,
no.
but it's
Mm.
not even a big statement. She'll be like, okay, are y'all done yet? Like, she'll just, move around it.
When people call her a drug addict and a man, she wasn't doing all that. Like, when people was calling her a
Exactly.
quitter, like, she wasn't
Mm.
doing all of that. Like, but all of a sudden, like, for a bum, like, you're never gonna convince, like, Simone Biles, I think she knows she's never gonna convince people she's not a quitter, that she didn't abandon her country. Like, she's never gonna convince people she's not a drug addict. Like, she's not gonna do
Mm.
that. So it's like, yes, she could say I'm not this, like, issue a statement, but she's not gonna change his perspective. You're not gonna change people about your man.
Mm.
Mm.
Ooh.
Like, be so fucking for real right now. And like, Jonathan, you are just a bum ass nigga. Like, there's something I can say about you. And your mom should be ashamed of herself for raising a bitch like
She
you.
should be. She should be. He should have made a public statement after that. That wouldn't even have
Yes.
undone. It would not have undone the damage. But it should have been her. Simone team should have been on his ass and was like, "No, you got to go make a public statement."
Hmm.
Simone
Hmm.
Biles act like this North Korea bitch. We can't say what the fuck we want to say, bitch. Like, this ain't Russia. Like, we can say what we want to say in them comments.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You could turn them off, but bitch, we can say what the fuck we want to say.
Yeah.
This is a free country. Like, I don't especially black people, like, girl, I don't know what to tell you.
But I agree,
Somebody.
Chico. I think you're right. I think her
Mhm.
team should have had him make a public statement because he shouldn't be making her defend him.
Like, you're talking about,
Exactly.
they want to talk about Emma Malabuyo, but they don't want to talk about Jonathan Owens is Emma Malabuyo having to go to different countries, having to go to different teams and shit. That's the
Oh,
same
Hmm.
shit.
and he's not even getting any better or getting a better
At least Emma
position. Like you
Malabuyo
got
qualified to the Olympics, bitch. What he qualified for?
nothing. He's
Hmm.
having Simone move all over country following behind him. Like that shit
Hmm.
is dumb.
It is.
And he doesn't
Yeah,
bring anything to
he's
her.
been
Like
with the Texans, with the Packers, and now the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
And his
Mhm.
contracts are small as fuck. Like, I remember his last contract was $1 million. I know that sounds like a lot,
It's
Mhm.
not compared to
but
no,
for
it's
an NFL
not.
player, I don't think I've
Right.
ever seen a contract that damn small before. Allie, like, you told me I'm on
And
like a $1 million contract.
That does, I don't know. I know nothing about football. Okay, I know like a tiny bit about, like, I know some
mhm.
players, but yeah, I don't know anything about football, but that
Simone
did
can
sound
make
small to
that
me.
$1 million being on a 15-second commercial.
Yes, exactly. That
Like,
too.
that's all you're getting for a full year.
Hmm.
And that's not, you're not entitled. I think you don't get all of that. Like, I'm not sure how it works, but like,
No, they have to
Hmm.
split it with like their agents and their team and stuff like that.
Oh, wow.
man.
Okay.
I don't
Hmm.
know if he has agents. I don't think he's good enough for that. He's a free agent,
Ooh,
remember, so he don't have anyone like controlling him.
ooh, ooh.
Hmm.
And another thing, Simone keep telling us to shut up about him, this, that, and the third. But what she think people
Mhm.
gonna say when she go to the Olympics and he's gonna be over here playing football? Because that's more important to him than seeing
I
his
mean, that's
wife go
his
to her
job, though. I
That
mean,
is
birthday.
I
his
don't.
job.
That's not. Ain't nobody
A
gonna say anything
job that
about that.
he's a bench rider. He don't even start.
He don't make. He not successful enough to have a publicist.
Mhm.
He doesn't even. They put him in after the game is technically over. He doesn't get in the game when it's actually
No, he was
when the
playing
game,
last year, but I know he was fucking up.
Mhm.
and that's why he got traded off.
Wait, how did he fuck up? Wait, let's say last year, how did he fuck up?
Like, he missed a very important tackle,
Oh,
allowing the 49ers to win that game. Some shit like that. He's part of the reason
oh,
the 49ers lost. The 49ers beat the Packers in that
Hmm.
game.
oh, okay.
I just see the bad stuff about him. I don't actually watch him.
Mhm.
So
Oh, I
yeah,
remember they
that's
was
it.
dragging him to Packers fans. I remember they was dragging that nigga bitch. Like, you don't realize when I don't like somebody, I'm gonna do all the research. I'm gonna find everything I can to use it because, like I said, it's a court case, bitch. I'm trying to present the jury with a case as to why I'm fucking right, bitch. Like, when I come
Mhm.
on my overrated list, I'm gonna present everything why I feel like they're overrated. And I'm gonna make you be like, well, you know what? Gymlandia is right. Like, honestly, I feel like in the old school overrated, I didn't do all that. Some of that was very much kind of feelings based.
Mhm.
I feel like my case against Lilia could have been stronger.
Mhm.
But
I think you had some good points though.
I did, but it wasn't like
Hmm.
my case against Vanessa Adler was very strong.
I agree. I do agree with that.
What I say that everyone was yelling about, I said when your biggest victory is winning at a competition named after a thrift store.
Oh, the Goodwill Games.
That like the Queen of Nationals but don't got no medals. Like I was giving it to her. And who else I was giving it to? Rosa Galieva. That was the biggest clear. Like
Oh yeah.
I can't stand that bitch, right? Like that's who that the lady from Kazakhstan get very much Rosa Galieva. Like when she walking around mad as fuck, like girl, you could have beat her without one step on your tumbling pass, bitch. Like what?
Mhm.
Like a 50. My Emma Bible put like what a 50.3.
50.5, I think, but yeah, or something
Gabby
like
like
that.
did that with three girl. Like
Exactly,
that's a nothing
exactly.
ass score, bitch.
Gabby did that
Like
with three
if you
fouls.
can't
With
do
three
that, I don't know what
fouls.
to tell you, bitch. Like Emma Bible, your hella downgraded.
Hmm.
And that's you turning up at your full max. Like I don't.
Yeah.
And we never know. Emma might be planning something to upgrade just a little
I don't
bit.
think she give a fuck.
But
Mhm.
well, I think she might add her double A out back because she did open up with a double tuck. So I can see her adding her double A out
She could
back.
have been brought the double layout back.
You right.
Mhm.
She could have been did a full in. Like I don't think she cared.
Mm.
I guess if all she
Yeah,
wants to do is say she went to the Olympics, I guess there's
clock
that.
clock
But
the T, bitch. Some of y'all some fake because y'all as soon as you get your super chat over here, we got you, bitch. It's up, bitch, and ain't no one had me yet. So I'm very much live.
Mhm.
The money in the NFL isn't guaranteed. So if you get hurt and aren't available to play, you don't get paid. Yeah. And they
Mhm.
resort to pill popping and roids. No, they can't do that because they do tests. They will test you and throw your ass out.
Mhm.
They don't play about that shit. But they do have certain performance enhancement drugs that aren't like banned, they give
Mhm.
you. But the NFL, like, He's a nothing ass NFL player.
Right.
Yeah.
He literally went on a show to talk about being a free agent, about like how he's had been traded. Like that's the whole purpose of that show, was to talk about his pathetic ass career. And he embarrassed
Seriously?
Simone Biles on. Yeah, you peeped that, Chico. Like he went on there to talk about his pathetic ass career.
Yeah, I never knew why
Yeah.
he was on there because I didn't care.
He was on there talking about, yeah, that's why they asked him, was like, how the hell did you pull Simone Biles? Because basically
Oh.
Right.
the person who made the show is one of the few success stories is similar to Jonathan.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
He was a free agent. I think his name is Ryan Clark. I'm not sure. Like he is a free agent that actually like went on to like achieve a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like usually for undrafted, like if you don't get drafted, it's like it's like USA Gymnastics putting Kamara Williams in the first session. Like they letting them know what it is about her. Like, girl, we don't see a future for you like that. So you know they have the NFL draft.
Yeah, yeah.
So you don't get drafted by that
At all, like no matter, like no rounds.
Not even 6th, 7th round draft pick, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's clearly not a priority to them.
Yeah, it's like nobody is like really lining up to like get you on their team, even as
exactly. So that's what he was. And he's also a free agent, which means like there's some successful free agents, which means like he don't have a consistent contract.
Yeah.
He gets like 1 year sign-ons. Like some athletes only get like a 1 year contract. So basically I can drop you like a bad habit if I want to, bitch. Like that's how they do.
And basically
so it's like, so it's really easy for them to like take you off the team if you're not doing what they need.
Yes, bitch. You see, thank you, Lauren. It seems like you are a nurse or a doctor from her background. But yeah, bitch, like he's a mama's boy, and Simone Biles will never come before his mom. I see it. Simone Biles needs to get over them eyes. He and Ron Cars, look at Kelly Clarkson, Mary J. Blige, Halle Berry. Yes. Not even just that. Keke Palmer. It's a lot of Black nurse practitioner. It's a lot of Black women who get in these situations. You just don't see white women that find themselves in situations like this. Like one thing about a Karen, a Becky, and a Ling Ling, they gonna make sure that they would have man is paying one. Like bitch, they don't do that. So we gotta clock these Black men too, because they be talking about, oh, I don't want to be a Black woman who's gold diggers, but they steady getting their house cleaned up by non-Black women in the NFL and in the NBA. Like they're steady getting money taken away from them, right? Like you really think that most of these white girls would be with these men if they didn't have the money they had? Think they're gonna risk being disowned from their family for a broke dude? Like it does happen, but they're usually lower class white women, right? Like the white women that they pull in the NFL, like you would think these, let's be so for real right now. So like these men, they pay all this money up to be with these women, but they have a problem when Black women ask for a simple ass date at a Cheesecake Factory. You a gold digger because you want someone to pay for your nails, but you don't got a problem for paying for someone's whole BBL.
Right.
Like I said, bitch, clock they tea. Clock these niggas tea because they're jokes. And like I saw someone say that Simone Biles is who they want. She's a submissive provider.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's exactly who these red pill men, a low self-esteem, Black woman who thinks she's not the prize. Like she fits everything that they want.
Oh, that hurts, but that's so true. Yeah.
It is true. Yeah, side note, my mom in the kitchen yelling at my
But
two
she
nephews.
is a submissive. Like she does what her husband tells her to do, but she's paying the bills.
Right.
Like people need to realize submission comes along with things. This is what Black men don't understand. Like there's a lot of trash white men out here. A lot of you could even say the majority, but most of them understand that they have to be the main provider in their relationship. Even that trash ass man in the NFL who just went on that long ass rant, they was just so fucking unprovoked at that damn college, right?
Yeah.
His wife is a housewife.
He is
making sure she's provided for. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's a very different circumstance than Jonathan Owens.
Yeah.
And that's something y'all don't understand. Like, because a lot of y'all want to compare Jonathan Owens to Michaela Skinner's husband, and Michaela Skinner's husband pays her bills.
Yeah, Michaela Skinner's husband is for money.
Like it's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And I do want to say that a lot of white women do find their husbands in college, but I'm telling you, it's a game. Like they go to college, they're gonna find a man who is about to become a doctor, or is in grad school to become a lawyer, bitch, or like is getting a degree in something that's promising. This is something that a lot of these women are taught from birth, especially Asian women. Asian women don't care about that money. Okay? And you're gonna have to send some money back home to the Philippines too, bitch. Fuck just them. You're gonna have to send some money back home. Okay. I live over here. Like they don't do that. You have to make sure they can come on base. Like you're gonna have to make sure that you have to get their immigration ready so they can come. I know somebody who have to get like they going through so much shit with immigration to even get their girlfriend, for their wife to come back to America when they leave America. When they leave Japan, or when they leave the country they're stationed in. Like they have their ways.
Yes, okay is saying that. Sorry, yeah, okay is saying
nothing's wrong with not being the provider. I think there is something wrong with that, but I mean, to each their own. Like everyone's not gonna be in a relationship like that, but I think that traditionally, like Simone Biles' last name is Owens. It's not his last name isn't Biles. So if you're gonna give your last name away to a man, I think that it should. If he expects you to traditionally take his last name, he needs to traditionally provide things for you. You saying I'm wrong? Like, doesn't he expect her to be? He has a problem being called Mr. Biles, so he doesn't want to be in a situation where she's the one in charge. So by that logic, he needs to be the provider in the relationship.
Yeah, everybody said one thing you said was, what was it? Why do they expect women to submit to poverty or something?
Yeah, like you think women gonna submit to poverty? Like, what you think this is? I find it hard to believe because they're Mormon. They're 50-50. I don't believe that. With her conservative ass, like, no fucking way.
That's true. But even if they're 50-50, that's still different from
he built the house for her, though. That house they live in was the house that he built. That motherfucker don't believe in that 50-50 bullshit. A lot of these men are insulted at the fact that a woman would even want to pay 50-50 with them. Because a lot of men only thing they bring to the table is money. You telling me I'm wrong, Allie?
I mean, that's true. That is true.
They don't take care of the kids. Like they don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't cook, they don't clean. Like that's one thing they do.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, like in a lot of relationships there are problems where like if they'll be going 50-50 financially, but the woman will be doing like
there is no 80, such
75-80% of the housework.
There is no such thing as 50-50 because men don't 50%, they don't spend 4.5 months carrying a baby.
Yeah. No, that is a good point. Yeah, because they found a lot of the times they've studied like things like that where the couples are like they're splitting the bills evenly, but 9 times out of 10, it's not the exact statistics, but almost every single time the woman is the one who's doing the majority of the housework and the child.
Yeah, bitch, like because it's just
that's not 50-50.
If you're 50-50, like a man isn't gonna 50% carry that baby for you. Like he's not gonna 50% push that baby out of his vagina. He's not gonna do that. So there's no such thing as 50-50. It's 75-25. It really 90-10.
Yeah.
Because not only are you paying half the bills, you're probably cooking. If the kids are sick, who gonna go get them out of school? You think it's gonna be him?
Yeah, when exactly.
When you go to a school,
he's gonna take off
you
work,
can count on your fingers how many times a dad comes to pick up the kid from school. How many dads you know on a PTA board?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you will see dads sometimes at games for their kids, but who usually the mom is the one that drives the kids to the practices.
Yeah.
You tell me I'm wrong, but I mean to say most of the time these are upper class white women who are not even working or working a part-time ass job anyway. So I mean, to be fair, the husband is the one providing for the kid to even be doing that. But you get what I'm saying? Like, let's be so for real right now.
Yeah, because my mom, for most they didn't do it immediately, but once my parents had 2 kids, my mom she did end up leaving work, and my dad worked crazy hours, but she was still doing a ton just because by that point, before they had kind of been splitting stuff, he never cleaned, he's not good at it or whatever, but he did cook and stuff and do childcare. But after like she went to work, yeah, almost all that was her. After
and I even feel like, yeah, these men, they might cook a meal once a week, once every 2 or 3 weeks. They might bring some pizza home, baby, but they not gonna get in that kitchen.
Yeah, exactly.
They finna wash the damn dishes.
Yeah, but I would say like with my dad, you know, he did the best he could. Like he was pretty involved as a dad, I think, but my mom did most of the work. Once,
that's
he was also doing all the work.
Bad dads. Like men or women are just different, and I mean that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Yeah. But I mean, can you really blame a man? Like, okay, as long as he's being loyal to his relationship and he's making sure his wife, okay, he's not washing dishes, he's not cooking, but he is making sure his kids are okay. Like he's having conversations with them, he's checking on them.
Yeah,
he's making sure they're provided for. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that he's a bad father at all.
Yeah, that's exactly. But I would say that's exactly what it was like with my parents. Like they were both good parents, and they both like at any point, depending on what their financial situation was and their work situation was, they were making sure we were provided for and cared for.
Yeah. So I'm not saying these men are bad. I'm just saying they bring different things. Mm-hmm. Like most men, they're not going to bring you the same emotional support your mother is, except for girls. Mm-hmm. Like I would say some fathers have a special bond with their daughters.
That is very true. And I do have that.
Yeah. But even with their daughters, like they lack of compassion is just, it's not there. Mm-hmm. The same way your mom is. Like,
yeah.
You're not going to go tell your dad as a daughter, oh, yeah, I lost my virginity to my boyfriend. Like, you would never tell your dad that, right? Like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things you could never tell your father. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's very few things you couldn't tell your mom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, a lot of men just lack that compassion that mothers have. Like, they're different. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
like, you're not gonna go tell your dad, oh, dad,
like compassion. Sometimes he's easier to talk to than my mom, depending on what the issue is, because he doesn't try to solve everything immediately. He listens, then gives input. Like he listens to the whole story, then gives input. But but when we were sick and stuff, my mom was way better at that.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. And even still, like, would you tell your dad, oh, my period just started?
No, I would not.
Like, oh yeah.
I know. The only time that happened, I was house sitting for them, and they had somebody doing work on the house, and the guy was really dumb. He turned off all the water in the house, and I was like out for the day, and I came back at night, and there was still no water on, and I'm like, and there was an open pipe. I'm like, what the fuck do I do? I'm trying to get him on the phone. I need to be able to flush the toilet and shit.
And let me say something else is a good point.
Yeah.
Someone said, let me put this up. This is totally facts. Black women risk their life to even bring babies in this world.
That's true. Yeah, they do.
So you gotta be risking our lives to give some of these dusty ass niggas some babies. Mm-hmm. Men who aren't worth again. Fuck $1. Like again, a declining Japanese yen. A Mexican peso, like not even worth that.
Mm-hmm. Am I still here?
Hi.
Okay, like barely even worth a penny. Mm-hmm. So it's just like these are the kind of men that, you know, and it's like Black women have been gaslit into thinking it like that it's okay to do these things. Mm-hmm. The other woman would not do.
Yeah,
and I feel like that's just truthful. And I mean, I don't know what to tell y'all, but it's like, you're not going to convince the average white woman to pay 70% of the bills, provide, like, half the time these men are staying with these women. Like, Jonathan Owens is staying with Simone.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that is, you're right. That's not something you see from other groups, people, like not for most white women, not for most like Asian women, Indian women.
No.
Latina
women.
So
like they deal with misogyny from their group of men, but I'm not trying to be, even Arabic men are arguably one of the most misogynistic men, right? Mm-hmm. But they're going to make sure them bills paid.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like, you're right. And that's sort of like another thing that's not being done.
So it's like, that's it's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad Allie understands this, but like it's a lot of things.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, every relationship's different, but I think, you've gotta realize, like, at a certain point, like, you both have to be bringing something to the table.
Yes, and I hate Allie. I hate how people will sit up here and say, like, the biggest thing you see these red pillars pushing is that Black women are the ones, like, with this feminism and stuff like that. And it's like, white women were the ones that created feminism.
Yeah, exactly. And like,
I do want to
like
say
Black women have had to, like, why do you think Black women are trying to, like, come up with, like, a feminism that serves them? It's because they need it.
Like, they were big, they were always part of the feminist movement, but the original feminist movement was for white women to get bank accounts and get shit like that.
Because the modern feminist movement came out of basically came after stuff like abolition and out of a lot of early revolutionary movements.
Yes, a lot of white women, they started because they couldn't inherit slave plantations. That's what it is.
That too, yeah.
They couldn't inherit them slaves because it passed, not in every state, but I know some states women could not inherit slaves. That's not that most states, most white women were actually most of the slave owners were white women, but still, like in a lot of states, white women could not inherit a lot of things their husbands had. So like if their husband died and they didn't have like an heir, they didn't have like and he'd have a son. Like it was in some cases that even a mulatto could gain that over them.
Yeah, and like you said, it does depend on the state. I think Louisiana was always different.
New Orleans and like Louisiana,
Louisiana followed French law, but a lot of states were based on English law, which had coverture, which is essentially when you get married, your husband owns everything.
Yeah,
and he's legally responsible for you.
So that's what made white women so attractive. Like that was their biggest thing. When you married one, you gained 50 slaves. Like even though white men were the ones that controlled slavery, they usually gained all their slaves from marrying a woman. Like George Washington gained all of his slaves from marrying Martha Washington, I believe.
Yeah, and she inherited a lot of slaves from her first husband as well, because he was
Same thing
really
with
rich.
Thomas Jefferson gained Sally Hemings from his wife.
So, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, like,
he was her half sister too, probably.
So I mean, like, let's tell the story true. So with that, you know, these women, they couldn't gain access to a lot of the patriarchal things that these men had. And because of that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they had to create a lot of movements to gain that. And obviously Black women joined suit because like they had the same situation, but they didn't have the same status, or they didn't have the same even privileges that they had.
Yes,
and then white women were like, absolutely not, bitch. Like, we're not gonna allow you to be part of this movement. So,
and then one thing that gets overlooked a lot, but Southern states in general actually expanded married women's property rights before Northern states did.
Yeah, and also a lot of states made like a big push to pass it before the Civil War ended, like before they lost.
Yeah.
So they could gain the land, like, because you know a lot of white men died during the Civil War.
Yes, exactly, and they wanted the daughters and the wives to have control over the property.
Because like I said, in Louisiana, a lot of Black women and even they're not even Black women, they're mulatto kids were able to take the land from white women because they had sons with these men, and because these white women oftentimes did not have sons with them, like they could have been recently married, like it always passed.
But also because especially if like you were like some guy's second or third wife, you would probably be a lot younger than him.
So like, for example, like think about even like Westeros, like a male bastard would have like the same amount of claim as like a female.
Yeah, because they wouldn't want to give the land to a female, and that would be a case where like in the Westeros you wrote where like you want to legitimize the illegitimate son so that he can inherit. So there's a man.
They were oftentimes like, that's why a lot of Creoles in New Orleans have a lot of power they have now.
Yeah.
It was because of that. So I mean, like, and obviously French law was different, like you talked about.
Yeah, exactly. And the French and the one big thing that was different in Louisiana was in that state, what did they had Black these are the terms they used. I think they had like Black, colored, and white. And the colored class was people who are mixed race, basically.
Yeah. And
so they had more if you were mulatto, you would tended to have more legal rights than if you were, mostly Black.
Yes. But usually because it depends on what kind too. Like if you were like
Mhm.
obviously like came from like a richer man's household, right? So like
Yeah.
so it's certain things that
Yeah.
were provided. So that's why a
Mhm.
lot of like in New Orleans, a lot of people inherited a lot of money. Like a lot of poor white people had smoke from mulattoes because they oftentimes
Mhm.
had a lot more money than them.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that just is what it is. Like I said, bitch, if we gonna tell a story, we gonna tell the truth. So with that,
Yeah.
like when you have these black men complaining about, oh well, feminism, uh, black women are out here doing feminism stuff. Like, no, white women are the ones that presented that.
Mhm.
And even with the feminism they presented, they never wanted to abandon the traditional life. They just wanted certain protections with that.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of early feminist movements were pretty conservative in terms of what they were asking for socially.
I think they weren't delusional. Like they understood like traditional society, but like they wanted like, hey, I need to have my own damn bank account because what if he loses his damn job? Like,
Mhm.
I could save money away that he can't even save because I don't have access to that.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, how do I protect my some domestic violence?
Mhm.
How okay if we get it was hard to get divorced back then, but even so, if we do get
Yes, and
divorced,
one big thing too was, because back I forget when they even it took them a long time to change this, but during the event of a divorce, the children were kept in the custody of the father.
yeah. So like,
Sometimes you would get, like, exceptions and the mother could have, like, some custody of the daughters, but
mhm,
even that was rare.
like child support, all of these things, like
Mhm.
to ensure if men did leave, they had to pay.
Yes, exactly.
So I mean, like all of these things were things that were presented by white women, not black women. So
Mhm.
I'm like these, I'm talking about like these fake ass lies.
Yeah.
So like you can't tell me that you're going after white
That's
women
an
because
issue.
black women don't adhere to these things, but white women
Mhm.
don't create the system in the first place. Like it's very, very delusional.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Very, very delusional. And it's like that's what you could say. You could talk rah, you want to talk about these certain white men and etc., these Asian men and etc. But they make sure that they like, especially with Asian people, like Asian women ain't gonna get with no broke man.
I mean, but that makes sense though, because a lot of them, like because of their families, like they get really good educations, they get good jobs themselves. So yeah, why would they?
There are exceptions. I know y'all go, oh well, my sister married to well, that's your sister. But Asian women as a collective,
Mhm.
they're not gonna get with no broke ass. They on that worse than white women. They ain't gonna get with no broke man.
Mhm.
Even if like he gonna have to provide them something, like he either gonna provide them with a green card or provide her with a green card or with like, what I'm saying. But
Mhm.
baby, they gonna gain something from being in a relationship with you.
Mhm.
They're gonna gain something.
Yeah.
And that's why they don't care about what you look like. That's true. They'll get with someone who's ugly. But he gonna bring in some bread. You tell me I'm wrong, Chico?
That
People
was
always
cheap.
talking about, oh, Asian women are so feminine. Well, it's easy to be feminine when you have obviously
Y'all, these kids are running me ragged over here.
you good. It's easy to be feminine when you making sure you getting taken care of. That's people that still like, oh, black women not feminine. Okay, well, they have to provide for themselves.
Mhm.
That's a valid point.
Yeah, and I think with a lot of these guys too, who are like, I don't know, like a lot of the guys who are seeking Asian women specifically because they think they'll be more submissive. I think a lot of them don't. Yeah, like they don't understand. I
They
think there's just a lot
understand.
of things they don't understand. Like you said, like
I think that Allie, what people don't want to acknowledge, like what people are telling Simone Biles is they understand. They just don't think black women deserve it.
that's, I think you're right.
So
That is true. Yeah.
when you have like this disdain for
Mhm.
black women, you don't think like you deserve. Like I said, it's hypocrisy. Like they don't have a problem with providing for these other groups of women. They don't have a
Yeah.
problem with that. It's just like it's the audacity of you to think that you deserve that.
Mhm.
That's what the issue is.
Yeah.
Because they have a problem with it. Like even black women who are feminine, they have a problem with that.
Well, yeah, because then they think they're gold diggers.
Why are you not working? Like why are you being a stay-at-home mom? Like why are you not being like why are you not struggling? That's what it is.
Yeah. Well, it's what did someone say? They want someone who's a submissive provider.
They want to see you struggle.
Yeah, and that's the most insane thing you can ask for from somebody.
It's evil, but they love watching Black women struggle. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And with that, when you're not struggling, they have a problem with that, because it's like, how dare you? Like, because when you're not, it shows others that they don't have to tolerate that same system.
Yeah, exactly.
And that becomes a problem, because now these niggas don't have backup bitches to come back to. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Damn.
So it's like you have to clock them now. You really have to clock them. And it's like, it's something that like it's hard to acknowledge. Because I don't think that a lot of Black women really want to think about, like, damn, some of these Black men are really this fucking evil. Like, I don't think they really, it's something a lot of people don't allow themselves to think about. And it's like, I had to really figure out, like, during the COVID-19 pandemic, like, some of these people are really evil as fuck like that. Like, some people really do get off on seeing Black women struggle. Even with this Cassie situation now, do I feel bad for Cassie?
With Diddy's ex, Cassie?
Do I feel bad for Cassie? Absolutely. But Diddy abused hella Black women as well, but y'all don't care about that. Isn't it arguable that Kim Porter could have been that he could have hired someone to take her out? Where's Chico at?
I don't know.
But y'all know what I'm talking about. He was with Kim Porter for way longer, but don't nobody care. So it's same thing with R. Kelly. Like, let Cassie have been a Black woman. Because they would have been like, oh, well, why did Cassie get with him in the first place? Because Cassie did cheat on her man to get with Diddy. She did. And I said Cassie deserved what she got, absolutely. But Cassie definitely did gain something from being with that man. So again, it's like, ain't no one bringing that up, though. Ain't nobody bringing that up. But every time it's a Black woman, oh, well, why did they get with R. Kelly? Why did Aaliyah marry R. Kelly, though? Like, why do y'all put all these expectations on 15, 13, 14-year-old ass Black girls, but you make excuses for Cassie, who's a grown ass woman?
Well, they always want to victim blame, and they're always going to do it mostly to, like, Black women or Black girls in the case that you're talking about, in the R. Kelly cases.
Yeah, like, you think we don't see the similarities? So I'm just saying, like, watch out for the differences. Like, should you feel bad for Cassie? Absolutely. But you can note that there's the differences between how she's treated versus
exactly. Yeah, like you should always feel like you should have compassion for domestic abuse victims in general.
Like, oh my God, like,
like, you shouldn't be asking, like, why did you get with this person? It's because I don't want to use the word successful because it's not the right word. But the reason these guys get away with it, or these people get away with it for so long, is because they're really good at manipulating you and selling you on them.
Aaliyah was groomed, but they want to try to blame. Yeah, they did. It's like, well, all of R. Kelly girls. What about their parents? Okay, it don't matter. He abused these girls.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, you can ask about their parents, but a lot of times, and I'm not excusing the parents of the situations, but a lot of times the parents get groomed too. Like, the parents get manipulated too, and they should know better, but it's like, it's still like the main person responsible is the abuser.
Exactly. But they don't do that when it comes to Black girls and Black, because in a way they think they deserve it.
Yeah.
They don't care. And the same thing with domestic violence as well. Oh, well, why did you not? That's what I'm telling you. If Jonathan Owens start beating Simone Biles' ass tomorrow, when he starts cheating on her, when he bring her home an STD, that, oh, why did she not see the red flags? Like, you already know what they're gonna say.
Well, they always do that.
The same ones who are defending him right now, telling us that we better for talking about it. That's the first thing they're gonna say.
Well, yeah, because that's crazy. Because I've literally seen this is one guy from the Manosphere. It's Stefan Molyneux. I don't know if he's really relevant anymore, but he had this whole rant about the only reason violent men exist is because women have refused to breed them out evolutionarily. He said, oh yeah, if women wouldn't like date and marry assholes, you wouldn't have them anymore.
And then they want to create this fake myth that, oh well, you need to just get with the good men, or etc. Like, okay, but the good men protect the bad ones, though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I want to talk about.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Which when I heard this, it's like, oh my God, this is true. Like, they said like all non-violent men benefit from the actions of violent men.
Yeah, not only that, the good men protect the bad ones, though. Like, the good men support the bad ones. Like, you have these Black men talking about, oh, that because the Sierra is the biggest one they want to come for.
Mm-hmm.
And think, it's Russell Wilson, who's actually a star NFL player, ain't embarrassing his fucking wife like Jonathan Owens is.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the biggest one they want to come for these black men about Sierra. Because Sierra was a baby mama before she got with Russell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who does make sure she's taken care of, who is a really good husband, right?
Right.
And for example, with that situation, people keep talking about stay away from black men like Future, stay away from men like Future. But y'all listen to Future though. Who's buying Future's music?
Mm-hmm.
These good black men who trying to talk about Future, listen to Future. So these black men who have all this smoke for Russell Wilson, who is a good man that provides for his children, who's making sure his family's taken care of. They got all this fucking smoke for Russell Wilson, but they want to sit up here and defend Future. Like, you can't make this shit up.
Oh, because she left Future for him?
Yes.
Like, are we talking about Sierra?
Yes.
Okay, what I missed about this conversation?
I was saying, like, notice how Russell Wilson, an actual star NFL player, ain't embarrassing Sierra like how Jonathan is embarrassing Simone.
Yeah. He would never. He adores Sierra.
Notice how these black men who want to sit up here and talk about protect the good black women need to get with a good black man, stop being with the hood rat, stop being with the with the dusties. Mm-hmm. But they all listen to Future though. Who's buying Future's music?
Yeah.
Mm. And then they hate Russell because he treats Sierra right. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're mad that he's not doing
they'll go after they'll criticize men and who, like, especially black men who treat the women they're with well. And they'll like call them a beta or whatever for being nice to their wives.
They would do this. They would sit up here and call white women a preference, but then sit up here and be, oh my God, white women are they try to put black men in jail, but you fucking do that when you got with them, though. Mm-hmm. Tickle, don't they do that all the time?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, like, she's trying to get me. She's trying to get the police. She's trying to use the system against me, but you know she was going to do that. You knew when you got with her, it was going to be a chance she would do that. And you know she would probably succeed at it. And you still took that risk. So whose fault is that? So you just have to clock them. And it's like, with Jonathan, like, he just, I can't. And it's like, Serena Williams, another one they want to come for. Because they can't stand to see black women in interracial relationships. But they're the first one to run to them. And like with Serena Williams, her husband would never do some shit like this to her.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, he's treated her. It seems like he's been really good to her.
And her husband owns Reddit.
Yeah, I don't think he does anymore, but he sold it and he made a lot of money.
He's the founder of Reddit.
Yeah, exactly. So with them, they're able to be a real power couple.
That app that y'all get on to even talk about gymnastics, he created that app.
Yeah.
Like, bitch, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think people. Oh, some Redditors also hate him because at one point he like tried to crack down on hate speech on the app and like got rid of some subreddits that were really, really bad.
Yeah, Reddit is bad, but it ain't that damn bad. It's still it's Twitter.
Yeah. The thing with Reddit is, like, depending on who's running it, like, they will eventually be like, okay, this subreddit is not okay. Like, okay, like, this is a hate subreddit.
Twitter, bitch,
this is a subreddit for literal pedophiles.
And Twitter really lets you know, like, wow, you see like these white supremacists getting 400, 300,000 likes, like, you be like, bam, like, these are only, like, you gotta realize, Ali, these are only the white supremacists that are watching this as we speak.
Yeah.
So if 300,000 are just here, like, how many is there? Like, that's what you really start thinking.
Yeah, exactly. And the other thing too is Elon let I'm not saying Twitter was perfect before, because it definitely was, but when he took over, he was like letting all these people back in who were banned. Or like there was stuff like you couldn't say because they would delete your tweets because like, oh, this is like hate speech.
It's so much stuff that Black people cannot say on there, but they can say anything. Like,
the thing. They'll say, oh, it's about protecting free speech, but they won't let you call out. Yeah, they won't let you call out racism. But if you try to say, like, oh, this is anti-Black or this is,
like, man. But like I said, with Black people. Also, I want to say this as well, because a lot of niggas want to sit up here and create this myth that it's it's a Black American thing. Like, no, it's Black people as a globe. Like, because these Jamaican men, these Haitian men, these Trinidadian men, these Caribbean Black men, like these, especially these, I think British Black men are worse.
A lot of
than their
things
American
in Britain are
counterparts.
worse.
Huh?
I said a lot of things in Britain are worse.
But in terms of like colorism, like Love Island in Britain is really sad. Like it's a lot of things like Black men in Africa as well. These African men, yes. Like it's not just Black Americans, like it's Black people globally. And I would say that African men, they have better standards. Like I would say this, they be on that bullshit, but they pay some bills. They pay some bills, at least over here, when they come over here, at least, right? But I'm talking about like they're very much colorist as well. Like they very much chase after non-Black women. They very much put Black women down as well. Like there's a lot of these, like it's not just no Black American thing that people want to sit up here and create this myth about. But definitely, like I said, we call it out certain Black men for their actions. We're talking about Black men as like a collective, not just by country. But Chico don't been so quiet. I need Chico's thoughts, bitch. Like,
No, I'm listening to you. I'm agreeing with everything you're saying for the majority of the part. I don't like how. My bad. I'm yelling at a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. Get out. Thank you.
Yeah, it oh yeah, T-Rex rules. I was just saying, skin bleaching is so bad in the Caribbean and Africa.
yeah, it's the worst
Really?
it is in India. Yes.
Oh yeah,
And in Japan too, all Asian countries. But I want to say in yes, in Africa, like Nigeria, skin bleaching is really bad. Like these women aren't bleaching their skin for no fucking reason.
Oh god. Yeah.
So, like, because a lot of these Africans, I'm not gonna say a lot, but some of them want to gaslight Black Americans, make it seem like we the only ones that have these issues. Like, no, bitch, it's all of us. And I'm not gonna put Black Americans on no pedestal either, bitch, but it's all of us.
Right.
I ain't gonna separate out like African men don't provide more than the average Black American man, though. I ain't gonna sit up here and deny that.
The other thing I think I've said this before in the chat, but the other thing that's sad is a lot of times, like, other groups of men, especially white men who want to put Black women down, they'll blame Black women for stuff they don't like about Black men.
But not only that.
Like if Black women were more submissive, then Black men would step up, would be able to step up and be providers. And I think, and they
But
do
why
that.
do they have
want
to
to
be
admit that,
submissive?
like, they don't want to admit that they're partly responsible for the economic conditions and the historical
like Black women,
that created this.
Black women are the ones that are carrying like almost everything the Black community is doing comes off the backs of Black women, because we gonna call it how it is. Most of these Black men are not opening up no damn businesses. Like the differentiation between Black women who graduate college and high school, like it is huge.
And I do think that's another reason why these white supremacists don't like them.
Yeah,
because that's why they have so much hate for Black women in particular.
Because they're the ones challenging the status quo.
And they don't like that. They don't want them. They don't like that they're trying to be successful and they're making something of themselves.
And they also everything. Are very they vote at very high rates as well.
Yes.
A lot of things, but like you said, mainly too, like Black women are like, there's very few Black men who gonna be affected. I mean, there's a lot that go to college, but not nowhere near the extent of Black women, and most of them don't finish. I think that there's only like for every 10 Black women who go to college, it's like 3 Black men that do something like that, 3 or 4.
Yeah, I don't know what the exact stats are.
It's very lopsided.
That sounds about right.
And then for up to 3 or 4, that's only that's Black men as a whole. That's not talking about the ones that are gay. That's not talking about the ones that are colorists who don't even want Black women anyway, right? Like that's not talking. You know what I'm saying? Like the stats are very lopsided. So I mean, like it's a very bad situation. And then you have these men telling Black women to stop going to college, like stop trying to better yourself. Like it's a lose. I said this on my channel. It's a lose-lose situation because it's like
Mhm.
when you're ghetto with rats, when you live off the government, it's a fucking problem. Because remember, Reagan had a problem with welfare queens.
Yeah, exactly. So they don't. Yes, like what do they want black women to do? It's like there's no right way for them to be in these narratives.
Like,
oh yeah, Drake has been bad for a while. Yeah, no,
Drake done a lot of fucked up shit. We know that, but still,
oh
I'm just
yeah,
saying,
yeah.
like,
I don't think we have time to get into everything Drake has done.
but I'm saying,
Right.
like, I don't know. I'm saying, like, what do you want? Like, these women are trying to go to college. They're trying to better their community. Like, I don't know what they're supposed to do.
Yeah, so it's like,
Okay.
yeah.
And I want to say they can definitely improve, but they're trying. Like, considering everything black women have experienced in America and the fact they came as far as they have came is remarkable.
Yeah.
Absolutely remarkable. So I mean, I don't know what else like to say.
Yeah, and it's one thing I've noticed, like just in general, because there is a lot of hypocrisy in the way like the red pill manosphere types approach this stuff. Because they'll like, okay, so like whenever you say like, oh, like there's a disparity where like women have less access to something, then they'll try and say, oh, well, that's just because, you know, women aren't naturally good at that. Whenever like there's any time like a woman is better than like women like as a group are succeeding more than men at anything, like women attending college at higher rates, they'll be like, oh, this is a problem. This is a sign that education hates men.
But I want to say that white women do, every group of women outperform their men when it comes to college.
Yeah. But I think you said there is a bigger, I believe there is the biggest disparity is between black people, black men and black women.
Yes. Because I want to say black women are above white women and even Asian women in terms of college graduation in some statistics.
Yeah.
And they're actually going to college at higher rates than even them now. But I want to say that also, even though the differentiation isn't that big, even though a lot of white men don't go to college, they usually do find careers that like white women, they might go to college.
Oh like white men can still find like like they can still like find like trade. They'll do like trade or something. And they'll like do like electrician, plumbing, welder, one of those jobs.
It's very rare. I mean, it happens. I think we all know instances of white women that out earn their husbands, but you know what I'm saying? Like it's not common. It's not a mainstream thing that's happening. Like most white men out earn their female counterparts.
Yeah.
It's same thing for Asian men as Asian couples as well, and even Hispanic couples. I know Hispanics have a lot lower college graduation rate than black people, but still, like, you know what I'm saying? The government was telling black women they couldn't get welfare. That's a myth. So that's true, but most black women never got on welfare. And the thing is, if black women have to get on welfare because that's better than having a husband, what is that telling you? And they were on welfare forever. So, I mean, like, you mean to tell me that a government check is going to make a man want to leave a house? Like, if he actually wanted to be a father, he would be a father anyway. He didn't want to.
Exactly.
So, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's an excuse. Like, these men don't want to do that. Like, it don't have anything to do with, like, you know, people don't realize, like, they don't want to step up and do this. They don't want to do that. So, I mean, yes, there's things that held them back, but they don't want to be fathers. Like they want an excuse to not be such. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell y'all. To be truthful, integration really affected the black family. We really just need desegregation. The black community used to thrive. That's also a lie. It's the biggest lie because black people were not doing better in Jim Crow than now.
Yeah.
So, and the thing is, even when they had them feelings, a lot of them feelings were very much The Color Purple, bitch. The Color Purple wasn't a famous black movie for no reason. Because it told the average experience of a black woman during that time frame, right? So, I mean, most black people, there's a lot of black people who couldn't even read in the 60s. Like, there's a lot who couldn't even, like, most didn't even finish high school.
MJ is saying, we were not doing better in gym. No, we were not doing better in gym. Yeah, no, they're acknowledging that.
Yeah, talk about, oh well, segregation destroyed. No, desegregation destroyed. Let's be so for real right now. Like, no, bitch. Like,
no, a lot of good things came out of desegregation of the civil rights movement.
So, were there certain things that were more positive? Yes. But yeah, also when black businesses got successful, they got burned down by the Ku Klux Klan. Like you can never become certain. Like there was a very much a ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah, Lauren, yeah. So like what they're saying, so the stuff that's hurting like black community as a whole right now or stuff that like came about in the eras after Jim Crow. Yeah, Lauren's bringing up, yeah, like mass incarceration being considered the new Jim Crow. Yeah, I've read some of that.
So I want to say they also try to pin black people as welfare dependent, even though white women are the benefit. So I want to say this, right? That is true, but there's 4 times more white people than black people in America. So I mean, like in terms of actual the rates, black people do, except for I want to say maybe Hispanics as of now, black people do get government assistance at the highest rates. Except
We
like
get it at the highest rates, but it's more white women on welfare than it is black people.
yeah, but I'm saying that's it's always gonna be that. There's more white people that get killed by police than black people, but it's a lot more than there are of us. So I mean, like,
Right.
we make up 14% of the population.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
But it's also like I see some people bringing stuff up in the chat too. Like obviously, it's not like there are a lot of reasons why a higher percentage of black people are on welfare, and a lot of it like does have to do with stuff like like economic opportunities being taken away from them.
There's very few black people actually on welfare. They might get food stamps and like and you know what I'm saying, like government assistance. But welfare, Allie, is like you have to be really poor to get welfare.
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of people like lump when they say welfare, they lump stuff like food stamps or like assistance for kids and stuff.
It's like wait, like no, bitch. Like there are very few people on welfare. There's a lot to get food stamps.
Yeah, Lauren, you're bringing a good point too. Really, like poor people access to care, housing, resources. Yeah, exactly.
Poor white people, especially like West Virginia and like the Appalachia,
they
also have the highest rates of that. But in terms of nationwide, it's very much like black people definitely are the ones that do that the most. Like, so we're gonna tell the truth. Their community was very cohesive though and safe. Their community was not safe when the Ku Klux Klan was always burning shit down. Not financially better. So it was not safe for black people in the 60s. If that was the case,
when Lynch was really rampant,
Martin Luther King would still be alive. So I mean that it was very much not safe for black people back then. Especially for black soldiers. They loved to kill black soldiers.
They did, yeah. Well, that was because they would come back and they would be like more confident and more successful.
And they wanted better for themselves.
Because they learned, they wanted better for themselves because they'd gone and fought in a war too. And they picked up more skills. Being like in the military. So, and they gotten some education. So they had more.
Guys, I got to step off, but I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna log on my YouTube
You good. We really appreciate it. But
thank you so much, Chico. Yeah, and we get it. It's good you're helping with your nephews and all.
They love to target. They love to target black soldiers, like especially like after World War II and stuff like that, and the Korean War, all of them. Due to mass incarceration, black males for non-violent crime, this is considered a new Jim Crow. But to be fair, black men also do commit violent crime at a high rate as well. Like it ain't just non-violent crime. Like even for just violent crimes, the rate is a lot higher. So again, like I want to say that, how do I explain it? Yes, that's a good argument. Like with the with the 3-strike rule with Bill Clinton, etc. Like there's a lot of things that contributed to this. But at the end of the day, you still you choose to commit 3 crimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's be so for real. So is it harder for black people? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, they find ways. Like, it's a lot harder for black women than white women, but they find ways. And so that goes for black men with white men as well. Like, do they have it as easy as white men? Absolutely not. But they find ways. Like, there's ways to overcome it. Like, Barack Obama became the president. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's still a lot of successful black men. The ones that did choose to be successful don't usually go with black women though. So that's what I'm saying. Like, even the ones who do succeed, look at their mentality. So that's what I'm saying. You have to to clock it. Like even with Tulsa, it said the Tulsa Black Wall Street, which was very common back then. I want to bring up that Madam C.J. Walker, who was the first Black person to become a millionaire, one of the most successful Black women, right?
Yeah.
She got successful off of selling hair relaxers and
yeah.
So why was she making a business off of Black women that wanted to do this? To appeal to who?
Yeah, exactly.
So, like I said, you have to clock it. When we like you said, they want Black women to be miserable. Very much so. Like heavily documented in medicine, Blacks are being targeted. In the 40s, yes, my family had land that was taken by the KKK in Oklahoma. You're right. When we were thriving, they took our wealth. Yes, like I said, it was very much a ceiling. Like,
yeah,
you could have a business, but your business was not gonna be like hella profitable.
It wouldn't be safe, yeah, especially if it got profitable. Yeah.
Like, okay, but you can make just enough to make do, but you ain't gonna have no successful ass business over here.
Yeah, and like, and depriving a whole community of like the ability to build up generational wealth really does make it harder for people.
And then even with those communities,
people to find a way out. Like
they had to get certain things from white people as well. Like they could never like just be a completely black run anything. Like, no, bitch.
Yeah.
And a lot of them were sharecroppers and stuff like that. So my family had the land. Poor people lack access to care, housing, resources, and modern apartheid. Yes, but poor communities, like there's certain things that it's not the same. Like there's certain issues that Black people have. It ain't just poverty. Like it's not just poverty related. It's a big part of it. It's just labeled differently, but the oppression remains. I mean, within Black community, it was safe. It was not safe. But we seen The Color Purple, like it was not safe. Like they
were a thing too with like, yeah, with domestic violence in non-white communities, especially Black ones. No. Really, it's mostly I think Black and Native American communities. The police don't do as much about it.
No.
Yeah, like it's and it's very hard, and I know too, like in those communities too, a lot of times the women are shamed, or they feel like they can't go to the police, like not just because they know they don't believe the police will help, which is true a lot of the time, but also because they like are fearful of how their community will react if they do that.
Because you trying to tear a Black man down. That's what happened to Meg Thee Stallion when she got shot. That's why she didn't want to tell the police.
Yeah, and then there are people who are blaming her for not talking to the police.
You're correct.
Which is also awful because it's like, yeah, well, we know why she doesn't want to talk to the police.
Yeah, like
the police aren't good at dealing with domestic violence with any group of women, and they're the worst with Black women.
Yeah, I have to commend you for all the making the podcast so versatile and weaving gymnastics to modern issues. Thank you, I really appreciate it. But obviously, because my platform is for Black women in gymnastics, I'm going to talk about the specific issues that Black women deal with and how it translates to them. Like,
yeah,
we see this, and you have to realize, like, a lot of the issues that Black women deal with, they're going to happen anyway, but they come from Black men allowing that. Like, if Black men were standing up and protecting Black women, a lot of these white men and these Asian men, it would be a lot more picky with the shit they say. Like, they couldn't get away with saying the shit they say. But there's no pushback.
Yeah, and I think that's something that's happened. Okay, how do I say this? It's like, because I think when people think of, okay, racism is an issue, like a lot of people will prioritize men first when they're being victimized when they're victims of racism. And that sometimes goes so far that like women who are like experiencing misogyny from their own community don't get the same support, and it's harder for them to like talk about misogyny that they're getting from their own community.
I think I disagree, because I think that's valid for everyone, but it's different.
But I'm saying, yeah, especially true for Black men and Black
because
women.
I feel like when Asian women get attacked by somebody, like no one goes on rants to justify why she got attacked. Like,
that's true, yeah.
Asian men, like, I know a lot of Asian men have a problem with Asian women being in relationships with white men at such a high rate. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
That's just not what it is. Like, if someone attacks an Asian woman, like, ain't no one, oh, well, what did she do? Like, no, an Asian woman got attacked.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to come together as a community. Like, the Stop Asian Hate movement,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't care if those Asian were married to white men or not. Like, they're going to come, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
What? Like, and that goes for Hispanics as well. Like, when someone attacks a Latina woman, it's
Oh, I meant like, yeah, I meant more like if it's like Asian men doing stuff to Asian women.
Yeah, obviously.
But yeah, that's what I was talking about. I was not talking about I was saying like
even with
Asian.
outside of the Black community, like, you have other groups of men.
Mm-hmm.
We already know women who attack Black women as well.
Yes.
And instead of standing up for them, like other groups do, Black men join in against Black women. So that's
no, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yes, what I was saying. Yeah.
So I mean, like, it's a difference. Like with Latina women, like when a Latina woman gets attacked, like, you don't just see Hispanic men like, oh well, what did she do? Mm-hmm. Like, they don't just go on rest to try to justify their own mother getting attacked by somebody. Like, they don't do that. Like, it's only in the Black community where that happens, especially the high rate.
Yeah.
Like, white men, they complain about certain white women all the time, but they're never going to justify white women dealing with certain things. Like, there's certain things they just don't do. You can even see, even within the red pill scene, like, they're never going to sit up here and make it seem like that all women are unattractive and unworthy. Yeah. They're not going to do that. Yeah. They're going to say, like, oh, they're overweight, like, they need to fix them. So they're never going to sit up here and say that you get what I'm saying, though? Like,
yeah, like, it's a difference. Yeah, like, they're never going to say, like, white women are just automatically unattractive because their features, their hair texture, whatever.
They're not going to do that.
Yeah. And, like, a lot of times, like, a lot of red pill guys do have an issue with white women in the U.S. and what they call, like, the Western world.
Mm-hmm.
But they're like, but a lot of times, like, we talk about this, their ideal, like, woman will still be like a white woman from, like, Scandinavia or Russia or other parts of Eastern Europe.
Who looks exactly the same, but just follows their mentality.
Yes, so, exactly. Like, yes, their whole thing is like white women are being corrupted by feminism and because Jews are white supremacy's final boss. Usually the Jews.
And even when these men get with other groups of women, they don't tear down their own fucking mother.
Yeah, exactly. Well, some of them hate their moms a lot, actually.
But you get what I'm saying? Like,
it's more like, yeah, like they think their mom was corrupted by feminism or whatever.
Like, there's a lot of these white men in Hollywood who are married to Asian women. Some are even married to Black women. But when it's time to cast a love interest in a movie, who do they cast?
Yeah.
A white woman. So, like I said, they're always gonna put themselves first. And that's something that I don't think a lot of Black people understand. Like, you're never gonna convince white people and these non-Blacks to not put themselves first. Like, they're always gonna put you last. Like, you're just never gonna do that.
And that's why you're arguing like Black people should at least be putting themselves first.
That's what, like, that's part of the reason why my beef with solidarity, like, I do agree that, like, there's certain things, like, we can have sympathy for each other. Like, there's exceptions, Allie, like, about how, like, me and you are close and stuff like that. But you get what I'm saying, like,
exactly. You're not saying, and you're like, whenever we say stuff, like, just to be clear, like, when we say stuff on a podcast, we're talking about trends, and we're not talking about every single person from the
group. So,
like you brought up Russell Wilson and how he treats Sierra really well, and that's a Black man married to a Black woman who's doing, a really successful, famous Black woman too.
But they got
still like basically being in a power couple with her and, still like taking care of her and treating her well.
Obama too.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and people like pick, oh my God, I just wanted to rant about this. No, there are people who claim he's gay because he's nice to his wife. What the fuck is that? When did this start?
Like, just, it's a deep thing. We already talked about Jade's vault. We've been talking about that.
Johnny with Jade's vault. Yeah, we thought her chung was a little bit underscored.
Yeah, Jenny Ma, that's another one. Yeah, girl, like, see that it's a lot of these non-Black women who think they're gonna get a different Black man than Black women get, and they want to act crazy when they get the same result.
Hey, Chico. Yeah, what I was trying to say earlier is I think a lot of times when when Black women talk about being abused or like mistreated or, being victims of racism and misogyny from Black men, I think there are a lot of groups who don't want to listen to them. Not just within the Black community, but like as a whole. because I think a lot of white people say like, oh, like it's racist, or like a lot of white people like, oh, well, like it's racist to like to it's racist to acknowledge anything like that.
But not only that, like I think that they just don't care. Like
that's true, yeah. And I think that's where people are saying like like people talk about again with the intersection between race and gender, like
they don't care. And like I mean, most things that happen start within their own community. Like Asian people with the Asian hate movement, that was their community coming together. Like, and I do want to say, obviously, we have a lot more sympathy for them than Black people, but like, you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
So it's just like that's their community doing that. Like,
and trying to help each other. Yeah.
Black women are never going to be in a situation where Black men, as a collective, are going to try to like. That's not going to happen for them. And just acknowledging that, like, even when it comes to pro-Blackness, like, we got to be realistic. Like, these men aren't going to ever come to Black women's aid in the range that they need to, like, ever start a movement for them.
Yeah.
And that's something that they're the only group of women that's in that specific situation. Like, that's why I hear people sit up here and say women of color. Because it's a complete difference. Yeah. And it's very sad, but I mean, you have to acknowledge it. I think a lot of Black women, like that I talk to, like they tell me about it, like they don't allow themselves to think about it. Like a lot of them don't really think about like the specific situation that they're in, because like then that like kind of confirms it. But it's a very, very sad situation, and you see this in relationships with, you know, Simone. Like I don't know one white celebrity that's ever got with a man that's ever done something like this to her. Yeah. And just so publicly, like, just so don't even care about it. Like it's normal. Like, it's just okay to act like that.
Or at least, like, did it and got away with it to this degree.
He did not get away with it.
Oh, yeah, well, he's not getting away with it. I mean, like, but like, didn't get called out by, like, her. Or, like, didn't have her realize, like, oh, that wasn't okay.
Yeah, like,
I think, most other women would have, like, been upset by what he said and would have basically expected him to publicly apologize because he said it publicly.
And it's like, this is what this man said. Like, and these people out here, the same people talking about calling her ugly and telling her to be grateful.
Yeah.
Like, did we see your comments?
Well, that's what I don't get. It's like this thing. It's like, especially with Black women, they think that asking for like basic good treatment. Yeah, nice to meet you, Lauren, by the way. Asking for basic good treatment from the men they're with, like in the sense, like, you know, like really, really basic decency, like, oh yeah, like he won't imply that he wasn't interested in you at first in public. Or he won't imply that he's a bigger prize than you.
It's
yeah, they act like that's too high a standard or something.
Like I said, traditional, like you have to watch them, because the traditional man would never do no shit like this. And it's not to say that a man shouldn't feel confident in himself. Like, you should.
Yeah, no, men should. Yeah, like if you're successful, yeah, you should be able to feel confident in yourself. But I think yeah, like he could have said that without putting her down.
And it's like a woman like supposed to give up her last name, give up her family. You're supposed to become it's a lot of things that women are supposed to give up. Yeah. Like how Simone Biles give up her last name. Like that comes along with certain things in return.
Yeah. And she has a way bigger last name than he does.
So if women aren't the prize, why are women giving up their last name? Like why are men saving up months to buy a ring? That ring, like women don't save up months to buy a man a ring. No. To propose to them. I mean, some of these bitches are doing that now, looking stupid as fuck. And let me say this, bitch. I'd rather one of my friends, like my mother, like one of my cousins, I'd rather a woman I know put all the water between America and Japan, the whole damn Pacific Ocean, in teacups and in teaspoons, bitch, before doing some shit like that. Don't ever get when you see women proposing to niggas, it's just man, like it make me sick to my stomach. Like, and sometimes these women be pregnant, Allie. Like,
oh, that's sad. Yeah. Yeah.
proposing to a whole damn fucking man.
Yeah.
Who could cheat on you anyway? Like even if you a man will say 3 months, 5, sometimes a year for your wedding, for your damn ring, to buy you a fucking house, just to still cheat on you. When you get fucking married, you gonna propose like you get what I'm saying? Like when you marry, men would do all this just to still do you dirty. You gonna try to beg him to marry? Oh.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Like you don't even know. Like when you marry a man, you don't know if what he gonna do when he say I do. He could change up on you. You get what I'm saying? You take a huge risk by even doing that. Let a man. Like I didn't put the link in the chat. I should have done that. Sorry. I think it's a lot of people would want to come on here and say some shit. I noticed that Mia hasn't been here today.
Oh yeah, Mia hasn't. We'll probably see her next week though for the Nats coverage.
I'm thinking about if I should do that, like especially if we see Gabby. That broke my heart.
Oh yeah, we should have invited Lauren on. She had some good stuff to say.
Yeah, but
if she shares in the comments, we'll say like, hey, if you want to like come on to the after show next week.
Yeah, but
man,
like. Like proposing to a man, Allie, like how desperate. Someone said they think Simone Biles might have done that.
Oh, you think she might have bought her own ring?
I don't know, but the way
I don't know. I mean, I feel like he's getting paid enough. He could have saved up for it, but yeah.
You think that he really wanted to marry her though?
I don't know. I mean, the way he was selling it, like he did not make himself sound like he was invested in the relationship. which is again like it came across as very I don't know. It came like he was putting her down, and it's like I don't know, like.
But like I said, let Simone Biles have been Livy done, bitch. I bet it would be
right. No one would have said that. Yeah,
like you. Oh man, like that fuck nigga right there.
But yeah, that's why I said like sometimes I worry like talking like that like she's looking at all this stuff and she's like digging herself a deeper hole where she's becoming more invested in because she thinks it's us against the world. But I don't know. But I just think too a lot of it is just she has low self-esteem, and maybe which it does seem like she does, at least in her personal life, because you said like she put up with the guy who did this to her before.
Yeah, like this isn't the first time a man has did you in like this.
And unfortunately, like for a lot of women that you would think they would learn, you would think, oh, you'd learn from that, but it's like, it's the sad thing when some women go through really bad abusive relationships, they
I don't think
you would think like I'm not saying her first relationship was abusive. That's not what I'm saying. But like they'll go through like one really bad relationship and you would think, oh, like you'll try and do better next time. But the problem is that one relationship lowers your standards so much. Like you'll see women who go like their ex used to beat them or whatever. So they're with this guy who's a complete asshole to them, but he doesn't hit them. So they think he's good. And it's awful to see, but it's like, yeah.
And the thing is, I guess, like, for her, she's like, okay, well, this man is in the NFL. Stacey had nothing.
Yeah. Well, that's could be it. Yeah, no, like, and he seems like he's way better.
But I'm just like, Simone, for the NFL, you have to be real. Like, your man is at the bottom of the NFL. He barely in the NFL.
Okay. Yeah, so T-Rex rules, it's possible. Well, they weren't, I don't know how long they were together. Like, when my husband and I got married, well, we were put off by like 2 years for the pandemic. So,
but a lot of women talking about she didn't give herself enough time to heal. Fuck a nigga, bruh. Like, you know, like most women, they do that all the time. Like, okay, he trashed. I met a better one. Like, okay, a lot of women think about. Didn't Sierra meet Russell Wilson like right after she was with Future?
She might have. Yeah, sometimes you do find the right guy right away. Yeah, but I was thinking like we like did a formal proposal after he bought me the ring and stuff, but we had already talked about like, yeah, we just want to get married when when we can finally have a wedding. But that was how we did it. But he did, yeah, he, they, and the jeweler kind of upsold him on the ring too, but he still bought it for me because I wanted it.
And it's just like, the thing is, I don't know what to say. Like, I know it's a big issue with like a lot of women aren't getting married and stuff like that, but I think a lot of women are choosing not to get married. And also,
because
like,
they feel like it doesn't benefit them. Yeah.
And also, it's just not a lot of quality men available. Like,
yeah.
And I mean, I agree with that. Like, I would never suggest a woman ever marry a man to make less than her. Never.
Yeah.
Never, ever, ever, bitch. Even the same is risky. Because a lot of men can't tolerate a woman making more than them.
That's true. And I think that's not what's happening with Jonathan is he married a woman who's way more famous and successful than him. And he seems insecure about that.
And to be fair, that happens. If Simone Biles would have married a billionaire, she would still be more known to him. Most of these billionaires, you don't know their fucking name.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But at least if she married a billionaire, like, yeah, like she'd be more famous, but people would know why. Like, well, no, sorry, not they wouldn't. I'm sorry. They probably would accuse her of being a gold digger, which would be
no,
shitty.
Not really. I don't think anyone could accuse Serena Williams of being a gold digger.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, that's true. Yeah, because Serena's really rich. Like, she didn't need to marry Alexis Ohanian to support herself. But
no, like, so I mean, like, I don't want to say that, but I'm just saying, like, you get what I'm trying to say, like,
yeah.
So with that kind of like situationship.
Yeah, but I'm looking at T-Rex rules. Yeah, I feel about that strong arming. I don't think anyone's trying to strong harm her into getting rid of him. I think it's more like trying to tell her the truth. But I do worry that she'll get into that like sunk cost us against the world fallacy.
I see.
But I think also I get it like, oh, sorry, what were you gonna say? I'll let you finish.
I see the red keep collapsing on her like it did Cersei, bitch.
Yeah.
Like I see the inevitable like defeat, right? Like a war that she just can't win. Like,
yeah.
Serena had way more money than her husband. I'm not sure about that.
I'm looking up their net worths now.
I think she might have more than him, but I don't think it's dramatic. And even still, I think that when they got together, he did have more. I'm not.
Yeah. So he's got like 70 million now, but how much did he sell Reddit for? Oh, he sold, yeah. Yeah, he sold it. He's about 70 million.
How much did he sell it for? I think she has hundreds of millions.
Yeah, she probably does. Yeah, her net worth is 290 million. But yeah, he said he sold Reddit in 2006 for 10 million, but that's a lot of time to invest. Like that's a lot of money and a lot of time to invest in like buy other stuff and stuff. But like the other thing is too, like, okay, like she's marrying a guy who's like who did something really he was, did something that was a really big deal. He founded Reddit and he has a lot of money.
Okay, Jonathan only started because of injuries. Okay, that's true, but a lot of gymnasts could say the same thing. Chelsea Memma only competed because them hoes got hurt in 2003. So I would give Jonathan that.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. But still, it's just like, you need to be so real about the dude you're with. Like, you're not with Tom Brady.
Yeah. You're not with Travis Kelce.
And even Travis Kelce, I'm glad she didn't get with him.
Yeah, that's true.
And that he would have been the most likely.
Yeah, he hasn't treated his ex-girlfriends well.
No. And he would have been the most likely one to go for someone like her. So, I mean,
that's true, because she seems like she's his type.
But I'm saying that, like, man, that's another one. But Travis Kelce would never do no shit like that.
No. He's not doing it to Taylor Swift. I
think he knows better, though. But
I think he does, yeah.
He's a serial cheater.
Yeah. But I think he's smart enough to put on a good face, because I think he wants to have a serious brand name, like with him and his brother and his family.
He has a black male mentality. That's people warn you about these wig-us, because they have the same mentality of niggas. Like, so he has the same logic. Like, the way he thinks is very much like Jonathan Owens. He's just white. Like, and that's why he dresses how he dresses, why he wears his hair how he does. I know he's changed up now. Like, he's more.
Well, because he's dating Taylor Swift now.
But you get what I'm saying. Like my
Yeah.
homies always got on fucking Jordans, and you know what I'm saying. Like he has the same mentality.
Mhm.
He's a lot better of an athlete than Jonathan Owens, but you get what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
his mentality is very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Those another group that Black women need to watch out for.
Oh, guys who are like fetishizing.
No, I want to say fetishizing.
Maybe like it's not necessarily going that far, but just like guys who have that mentality.
Yes, like that man's friend group is who?
Fair.
So if you're trying to escape men like that, you think you're gonna get a different version of them because he a different color?
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, just be prepared. Now he's a backup at his position for the Bears. At least he got off the practice squad.
So you guys think he's getting those opportunities primarily because of Simone and because she brings publicity?
Absolutely.
He could just be nice to her, but no.
But don't nobody fuck with that nigga. Like for the rest of his life, he's gonna be bullied for what he said.
Yeah, and it just and he won't even like step up and apologize or do anything to like try and get
He's not sorry. He meant what he meant.
Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I said. Like like you say, well, that's their relationship. It's not our business how they work it out. Okay, but he said it publicly.
Someone said he too fucking old to have that hairstyle.
Ooh, or wait about Travis Kelce?
No, Jonathan. I think I haven't seen no man that's like 28 with, but I mean, like I said, that's his right, but it is strange. He just his mama, man, like.
So I haven't heard anything about his mom. What's her deal?
Your regular ass, toxic ass mother who protects a bullshit ass son.
Oh yeah.
Because if I did some shit like my mom would be the first one to go on TV and just clear me like, like what? Like that's embarrassing as fuck. Like because it's a mom, you're still a woman. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you are.
Yeah. Like you should still correct your son.
You man, like if you had a son like who embarrassed his wife like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't let him get away with that.
What? Like,
ain't your son
you raised gonna think that he the prize? What?
No, I would have him on the.
That you gonna, bitch? Don't ever. You better fix your shit. Don't call my motherfucking phone.
Yeah, it does seem like their relationship moved kind of quickly. They got engaged February 15th, 2022, and they started dating when the pandemic had already started.
They started dating in like 2020.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe like a year and a half.
Yeah, that's enough time. Like most white people get married hella fast. They don't be in these 15-year relationships. They're not like y'all who what is it? 10-year engagement. And how you feel about that, Allie? Like so you know what I'm talking about.
Oh no, I know that is sad.
Like,
yeah, I actually
like he's never gonna marry you, or if he does, like the saddest thing is like he'll be married to like, you know, this like someone brought up a good point. Like they'll be engaged for 7 years, then the ex get married, and all of a sudden they want to get married. Like basically,
yeah, that happens a lot to people.
Like he want to make sure to see if his ex is ever gonna like, damn.
Yeah, that is sad.
And it'd be like they be posting all these wedding pictures like, girl, it took long enough. Like I don't that's what I'm saying. Like I'd rather man be quick than slow.
Fair.
Because if he's slow, if he let you know how he really feels. Like a man knows if he want to marry you, like usually immediately. It's just usually they try to have their finances together. Like, okay, I need to.
Yeah.
If they have an apartment, they want to buy a house. All of this shit, right?
Yeah. Because a lot of times it doesn't make sense to get married if you're not financially ready.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I need to have a house.
Yeah. It's like if you meet someone in college, and it's like, okay, you got to like get out of college. And you've got to like set things up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is how most white women do get married.
Yeah.
Every non-black group, for the most part, is they will go to college. I'm sorry, like, no, the women will go to college with their men. They both graduate. They both start a job, but one ends up leaving that job once the husband becomes stable. And he progresses his career. I guess she has it, but like, just in case, you know what I'm saying? But also during the Packers game, when the commentators would say his name during plays, they literally say Owens, who is married to Simone Biles. Yeah, they always do that. Yeah, Simone bought the house. That hoe don't got a pot to piss in or one of those.
I mean, to be fair, I don't think he could afford the type of house she could, and I don't think she's going to want to downgrade her lifestyle for him.
No.
Yeah.
Also during the Packers game, like I said, he don't got a pot to piss in.
Yeah, Talia, my husband and I waited until we were financially stable, but also he followed me across the country when I got into a doctoral program, so I thought that was a good sign of commitment.
That's cute.
Yeah, and we just wanted to like make sure we were financially stable and stuff, because we did meet in college, but we had a few years where like the relationship was working, but like I was getting my master's, then he wasn't getting the job offers he wanted with his first degree, so he went back and got a second one because he had like the money saved up to do that. And he was able to do it in like 2 years because he had all these gen ed credits. Yeah. And like some of the science credits and math credits lined up that he needed. So he just did all the core courses.
Is he a scientist like Chico?
He's a computer scientist.
So yeah. I grew up around white people, and everyone gets married very quickly, but they are all very depressed. That is true.
Yeah, no, we didn't want to make sure, like, we wanted to make sure we were like
damn kids, though, bitch. Like, but Asians do it the best. They have good jobs and get Asian people be the most depressed because that family. But I want to say that like Asian people, they usually don't even get they don't even usually get their own house. Like Asian men, they have to have like a certain amount of money, bitch. Like. Number one, it's very competitive to even keep an Asian, because most of these Asian women are usually going to go after a white man anyway. So you have to outperform the white male counterparts to even have. It's a lot of things that like, that's why they have to do a lot. They don't usually they come home after usually they'll go to college. They come home until they have enough to buy a house.
Yeah,
they do that a lot.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They also have to provide for that.
But also, like, I don't think this is as true with Asian Americans. I know, like, in a lot of Asian countries, it's normal to like live with your parents and have like multi-generational households.
Yes, and they expect you when you get to a certain age, the grandparents have to come with you.
Yeah, exactly.
You got me fucked up. Like,
I would not want to live with my mother-in-law or my mother.
Both of them.
I know.
So the father, which is why that's why they was killing the daughters in China during the one-child policy.
Yeah. Well, because the daughter goes and lives with the other person's family. So they like felt like it wasn't the same level of investment because your daughter's going to take care of her mother-in-law.
But I want to say Asian women,
but not you.
Asian women have a reason to be how they are. I'm not going to sit up here and say it's right. But they have reason to be how they are. Like some of the things their cultures expect out of them and stuff like that.
But yeah, like
it's nowhere near the disrespect that Black women deal with. But you get what I'm saying? Like they have a reason to be how they are.
Well, yeah, like they're like a lot of them. Like you said, it's their families have really, really high expectations for them and for the people they marry. Exactly. So you can't just so you really have to be picky, or else your family's gonna like bully you both to death.
It would never accept them.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. That's what's happening in China because of the one China policy. Now there's unsurprisingly, there's a huge gender disparity. Yeah. There's a huge sex disparity.
And even in Japan and South Korea, like the birth in Taiwan as well, the birth rate is very low. And then, a lot of these Japanese women and Korean women in particular, they run to these American men in the military, which is saying a lot because I'm not coming from military men, but I think that I would not say they're the best that the Americans provide.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
there's a lot of good men in the military. I guess a lot of traditionally minded men, I guess, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They be chasing these men on base, baby. Like, it is so easy to get a Japanese girlfriend. Way easier. Like, the bar is in hell.
Yeah.
Is in fucking hell. Like, some of these men that you see over here pulling these model looking ass Japanese women, you would just be appalled. Like, this man would be lucky to even get, like, it kind of pissed you off because, like, no way you gassing this man who looked like this up, like, because in America, no way.
Yeah.
Like, no way. I grew up around white people, and everyone gets married. Someone said Simone had the house built. Asian women tend to want white men rather than settle, and they often have higher paying jobs or equal to their partners. Not really. Most Asian women that are with white men are usually also in the same situations the white women are with. The white woman is what they're usually submissive, especially if they're Filipino. So no, they're very. I wouldn't agree with that, but I do hear that. I do hear that, but I wouldn't say most. But I know what you're talking about. But even still, a lot of them get with white men because they get that same kind of traditional mentality without often damn expectations. Like, most white families don't expect for the family to come stay with them. Like, it happens sometimes, but you know what I'm saying? Like, the stuff the Asian women have to do in traditional Asian societies, it is not as much.
Yeah. That is true. And I think, and also, I do know, a lot of Asian women will like be encouraged to like go for degrees that will help them get higher paying jobs if they need them. And I also like, this is like a one-off example, but like my pediatrician growing up was Korean, and her husband, she was a really successful pediatrician, and her husband, I think, was a surgeon. But I think that's also how I think they also met in medical school.
Yeah, so they'll be equal, but usually,
yeah, exactly. But I don't think she would have married somebody who was, way below her in terms of earning. Like, she and her husband were really happy, and they were really happy together. But part of that was like they came from the same place, like they were like on the same level in terms of their careers.
Asian woman, yeah. That one child policy made no sense. Now they have nobody to marry. That's what they don't understand. Like, how is your family gonna continue if you if you don't have no girls? Like, you worried about, oh, the son gonna keep my household going, but who we gonna marry?
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing too. I don't think in any, like, how can you expect in any society, I feel like any country where you enacted that policy, that more people would want to have a boy.
But also China, it didn't even help China's economy grow. Like, there's no evidence that it did anything to help them. And now China got to traffic girls to North Korea and stuff like that. Like, man, a fucking hot mess. But it's still a decent amount. A decent amount must have decided. I think a lot of Chinese people just decided to have 2 kids. Because it's a decent amount of Chinese girls. So ain't no shortage on Chinese gymnasts. They might not have no DTYs, but they keep producing them. So some people had girls. Now the Chinese men outnumber the women. There's no hope of getting married. No, it ain't that bad. It's 40 million more. It's 40 million more Chinese men than Chinese women. That sounds like a lot, but I mean, it's not. When it's 1 billion people in a country, like, the thing is, now Chinese women have even more options that they had even before, and they were already picky. But it's the same thing with black women. It's the same thing with black women and black men, though. Like, if you're a black woman, you want to marry a black man, like, your chances are very slim, especially a good one that makes the same amount of money as you. It's the same situation as that, to be honest. Now the Chinese, didn't Japan put stripper poles in apartments to encourage young adults to have sex? I ain't heard that, but they give away houses. They'll give you a house for free in a certain area to move there. I want black women to be stay-at-home moms. My mom was just only stay-at-home mom at home growing up. Black women historically legally had to work, so being a stay-at-home mom is actually a privilege. That's true. And that's why a lot of black women are fighting to have that traditional aspect that they never had access to.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to say that you got to be careful with that though. But definitely,
yeah, that was the thing with that guy from the Chiefs. Like, he didn't even want women to have a safety net. Like, he didn't. Yeah, and that was stupid because like his mom is a physicist.
You got to watch out for the Handmaid's Tale, bitch. Like that's
Yeah,
a very good.
exactly. Like, yeah, like, do you want a woman who can like?
And make sure you find a man who is comfortable, is generous with his money. Like a lot of men who allow women to manage their own finances.
Mm-hmm.
So like, because I mean, to be fair, I think women are better with men than money, better with money than men on average.
Mm-hmm.
So most of the time, a lot of stay-at-home households, women manage the finances, even though the man is the one that makes the money, right?
Oh yeah.
So did you get? He don't know where you. He don't know if you're taking $200-300 a month or so to stash to prepare for the worst case scenario. He don't know what the fuck you doing with his finance. He just know all the lights will be on.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another thing. 40 million more in that age group. Yeah, that's true, but it's the same as how many more black women compared to their black male counterparts are college educated that don't have felonies, that aren't gay. Like, think about that.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't 40 million, but by proportion, like it's very similar. That's what I'm trying to say. It ain't impossible. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not impossible for Chinese men to find wives. It hurts the rural ones and the poor ones that don't have anything to offer.
Mm-hmm.
I want the soft life for all black women. Yeah, but you got to make sure that soft life don't become a hard not life too in Annie's boys.
Also, yeah, like, but I mean, like, the other thing too is like when you talk about, being able to go to college or like, being able to finish your education or have something that also helps with kids. Well, I mean, sorry, I should be clear.
That's crazy that y'all know all these black stay-at-home moms. Like, I think I've only met 2 in my life, and the only ones I've met have been married to like white men. I meet very few who are like, there. It happens, but it's not that common, especially with black families. It's not. I don't know too many black women who are stay-at-home moms. I do want to say my grandmother, actually, her husband did out earn her a lot. He did, like, he was like the main provider for her, but even still, she did work. I think she was a stay-at-home mom when my mom and stuff were born, but like not for a long time.
Yeah, and I know in some families it's like what they'll do is like the husband like works much longer hours and makes a lot more money when the woman has like a part-time career.
Yeah, I agree, but only 1 in 4 black women will marry. I think it's more than that, but I know it's low compared to other groups of women. But what people don't understand is black men don't marry white women either. Like, they usually make them into single mothers as well. And Latinas as well. So I'm tired of them. Oh, they're the least married. You don't marry other groups either. Bitch, we seen the statistics. Like, almost all the mixed kids I know were baby mama mixed kids. Like, they moms were baby mamas. They were not wives. So again, like, let's tell the story true. I don't think I know any stay-at-home moms at all. Bitch, what? You never grew up, like, you never been to the like, I lived in an upper class suburb in Atlanta. So a hella white women that were stay-at-home moms that I knew. Hella white women. Like, the whole damn PTA board, bitch. Like, what? Like, well, especially when you played sports, like, my mom was the only one who worked. Like, I think there were 2 women I knew. Of the 10 women I knew, only 2 or 3 of them worked. And I remember there was one couple. It was like this one white liberal couple, and the dad was a stay-at-home dad. I just remember how everyone was just like act like that, because it's like, for a man to stay at home is ludicrous from their perspective. So I remember like him being a stay-at-home dad, and like how everyone, like all the men just looked down on him. Like, I remember there was the only couple, they were like atheists. I remember, like, as an example, I'm not coming for atheist people. I know.
No, I didn't think you were.
Yeah, but you get what I'm saying. Like, but
yeah, they're
in a southern suburb like that.
Oh yeah, in a southern suburb, yeah, that would all be weird.
And even still, like almost anywhere. I mean, I guess maybe not in California, but it's weird for a man to stay at home.
Mm-hmm.
Very weird.
Even here, like unless like a gay couple. No, which, I mean, sorry, no, I mean even here, that's not. I don't think that's too common. I didn't mean that in a mean way. I was just like, yeah, like they're both men, so if one's staying at home. But I think even then, yeah, because like, oh god, yeah, my husband works with this one guy, but I think he's older though, and their kids are like early teens. But yeah, like his husband, I think, is a doctor though, so I don't even think they do the stay-at-home thing.
My mother is Haitian and my dad is African American. I looked at the stats. 1950 Black American women marriages were 87%, but 1985 40%. Well, to be fair, they did not keep good records on Black people in the 1950s.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not there. We don't know if those stats are correct.
Marriage rates were higher in general in the 1950s because I guess it didn't apply as much to Black women. But yeah, like if you were a woman and you wanted, it was very, very hard to support yourself on your own without getting married.
If you don't realize is marriage, Simone Biles is married, but look at that bum ass relationship. Like when Black women are married, like let's be so right now.
Also, yeah, a lot of the 1950s marriages in general were not ideal. So,
and especially for Black women, like they definitely were. All the women in the help were married.
That's true. No, I was yeah, that's true. They were. No, I actually was just thinking about like, wait, because I remember like actually it's not funny at all, but
I don't like how a lot of people try to get the help canceled. I like that movie.
I think it was more like they didn't like. I understood what the criticism was, and I like saw some definitely coming from Black people and stuff. Was that it was like it was still told from a white woman's perspective predominantly.
But I think that's what kind of made it good, though, because it's like, I think it did a good job of explaining the Black women's stories, but it's like someone from the outside looking in. So you get what I'm saying? I think that was a smart thing to do.
Oh, is it because like if you don't have the outsider perspective, like having an outsider perspective helps you as the audience learn?
Yeah, because like one of the biggest things about the story that was good was like, it's a white woman who was raised by a Black woman, right?
And then comes back and realizes that there's a lot of things she missed as a child and didn't understand.
Yes, like it's a lot of like she was raised by this system and she's realizing the system that made her and its flaws. Like I think that's a very, I don't know. I guess I understand they were like, oh, she was a white savior, but I don't know about that.
Yeah, I thought it was a good movie. I got a lot of the criticisms after. I think it's one of those things where it's like I think it helped the audience like sort of get a like I don't know like racism misogynoir 101 course.
I think that also what they missed, the book was a lot more in depth because like for Black women who were like it came with a lot of sexual abuse as well throughout centuries, obviously like in slavery, but think about like Storm Thurmond's maid.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because those women were still like stuck in those houses all day.
So in the books, some of the Black women couldn't get hired because they were too pretty. Like it was certain things like that also came along with being like that's sort of one of the older ones and stuff like that. Like it really sucked to be a younger Black woman back then. It really sucked.
Yeah.
So I mean, like that's another thing that they kind of left out of the help.
Yeah.
Is the kind of abuse that those women dealt with.
Yeah, because they did show a lot of abuse, but they didn't. I don't think it's been a while since I saw the movie. I think they focused a lot on the way the white women who were employing the maids,
which I like as well.
Which I thought was good. Yeah, but I think, and that might have been why they didn't focus as much on the stuff the husbands were doing.
Yeah,
because that's a story that I think people know less.
That's true. I think
I think a lot of people by now do know that like Black women suffered a lot of sexual abuse at the hands of men, white men during that period and before. But I think they don't know as much. Like,
the general
public doesn't know that. Oh, like the white women.
A lot of these feminist Beckys want to sit up here and act like they're just as much a victim as black women, and it's just like it's white men are the only problems. Like, no, ma'am,
Mhm.
you played a huge role, sometimes even a bigger
Yeah,
role.
exactly.
Because, like I said, my mom taught me as a child, there's two kinds of evil in the world. It's the kinds of evil that does it, and the kinds of evil that sit back and watches. And the
Mhm.
ones that sit back and watches is more evil than the one that did it.
Yeah.
Because they had
Although
the
if you
power
go
to.
on the help, a lot of times the women were the ones who were managing, like interacting with the maids all day and telling them what
Yeah.
to do. So there were
Italy,
plenty of like opportunities for them to be cruel and
very
abusive.
much Marjorie Taylor Greene, bitch. Like,
Yeah. And that
Martin,
was
that's
true in
another one.
slavery too. Like, I know a lot of people talk about it, like they're like, oh, like being like a house slave was good. Or not good, but it was better than being a field slave. And in some ways that was true because you didn't have to a lot of times the crops you were expected to pick were really brutal. But if
Mhm.
you were in the house, you had to work longer hours because you can really only hard work in the field when the sun's out.
Also, the sexual abuse in the house.
Yes, yeah, but that meant you were in closer proximity to the family, to the to the hut, to the like to the men in the family, and also to the women. And yes, you had to work longer hours, and also this seems really might seem really minor, but housework back then, especially the housework the domestic slaves were expected to do, was really really brutal.
Yes,
No,
but
like you like imagine doing laundry without
I
a
think they had
washing
access to
machine or a
clean water.
dryer, and you gotta
They ate better and stuff too. Like, I guess
they did eat better. That was true because they
I
got
think
to.
I don't know. I think slavery in general just sucks.
It did, and that's the thing. Yeah, it's not really like there wasn't really a good way to be a slave.
But I think that a lot of the field slaves were jealous of the house slaves for a very valid reason. But I guess
Yeah, yeah,
also the women on the fields dealt with sexual abuse as well. So I
yeah.
guess like that's another reason. Like, okay, I'd rather deal with sexual abuse with a cooler environment. Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
right? Like,
Yeah, although there are some stories like there's one story it's in you might have read this, it's Harriet Jacobs autobiography.
yeah,
Yeah, like one of the things she talks about,
yeah.
like she had an aunt who ended up miscarrying all her children because she was the wife's personal maid and she had to sleep at like and she had to like sleep on the floor at the foot of her bed, even her mistress's bed, even when she was pregnant.
Damn.
Yeah.
Not
Well,
know
like that's
that.
an example of
I
that's like
remember
the
reading her
horrible
shit. I
stuff
was
you
like,
would
oh
do.
man. Did you ever get to watch the Reese Taylor story or like read about her?
I didn't. I don't think I did. No, I haven't had a chance to do that
There's a
yet.
documentary that Oprah came out. Man. Uh, let me read all these comments. I agree, but only one. I don't think I know any stay-at-home moms. That's crazy. You don't know any white women like.
I think it's less
That's
common
you
now
almost
because of
telling
the
me like you
economy.
don't have any. You never been around white people or something like that before because it's like you don't know not one stay-at-home mom. Like I
I
knew
would
more.
say I think it's been less common since the recession and also now just because the economy
No,
is
like
changing.
even then, like I think I knew more stay-at-home moms than women that worked.
Hmm.
But if the women who did where they worked bullshit ass jobs, like I'm not talking shit, but you know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't
Hmm.
gonna pay no bills of what the fuck they was doing.
Hmm.
Like that was what I hated. Like, cause ain't nothing nosier than a stay-at-home white mama. Like, man, they always in your business. Like, especially when I went to school, like they always would pay for everything. Like,
Hmm.
my school raised so much money. Like,
Hmm.
we our school was so rich. The first high school I went to, they could pay for kids to go to prom.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, cause like they were bringing in
Hmm.
so much money. Like, North Fulton is very rich in North Atlanta,
Hmm.
so like they would raise enough money that they could pay for you to go to your prom. Like they would pay for you to like take field trips and stuff. Like if you couldn't afford it, they had like the PTA would raise enough money to pay for every kid to do shit like that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like they could pay for us to go to Falcons games and stuff like that. Like
Oh
that's how
wow,
much money they could generate for the whole school.
that's
Like
crazy.
everyone could do that. Like I
Mhm.
had kids that were coming in schools in motherfucking Mercedes and shit like that.
Wow. Oh, like their parents
Range
bought them
Rovers
that?
at 16. Like, yeah,
Wow.
bitch. Like Alpharetta and John Street was where most of the celebrities in Atlanta live. A
Hmm.
lot of upper class. Um, Atlanta's already one of the richest places in America
Hmm.
in terms of like celebrities and stuff like that. So I
Hmm.
mean, but still, like that's just what
Yeah.
they had. So like there, they could pay for you. Like, if, for example, if you couldn't afford to do sports, they could pay. They like the PTA board could afford to pay that for you. Like, the amount of money these women had, like, but they were some miserable hoes. Because I was on the academic bowl. Almost everyone in the academic team was a stay-at-home mom. Like, if I think about it, like, all their kids, they always had so much time. Like,
yeah, I think when I was growing up, it was like 50-50 amongst the moms. Like, some were stay at home, some had jobs, and like the level of the jobs varied. Like, it could be anything from like kind of like a job that doesn't make a ton of money. It was just kind of to have something to do when the kids were out of school.
yeah.
When the kids were in school, and then to like having like pretty high powered jobs like lawyer, doctor, other kinds of jobs that make a lot of money.
Someone said we talking about bad built bleach blonde body. That shit would never not be
That was
funny.
a great comeback.
Like, clear her. Did you see Marjorie Taylor Greene was found some ridiculous ass like, she made some fake ass eyelashes. She was like, look what I found on the Congress floor. Just so damn anti-black. Like,
oh God, and so yeah, she really learned, you know, don't dish it out if you can't take it.
and it's the fact, what are you gonna do about it? Like, I hate that lady, man.
Yeah, she's
literally. You live in a rich neighborhood. I wouldn't say that, but I grew up in a I grew up around upper class white people. At least for most of my life. Like, when I first, because I was born in South Carolina, I grew up in ATL, but when I moved to ATL, the schools I went to were always upper class white schools, and then we moved to like a more predominantly black part of the city. It was more upper class, predominantly black though, but like, when I lived in an upper class white area, what is it? That was like elementary, middle, my first couple years of high school, and they had their shit together. As a Haitian, learning about Haitian slavery was worse than American slavery.
Oh yeah, and sugar was one of the worst crops. No, sugar is one of the worst crops to harvest.
Like, tell me, as a Haitian bitch, you didn't learn about your own Haitian slavery, bitch. Like, man, there's a reason why you rebelled how they did.
Yeah.
Like, it really sucks. Like, most slaves in Saint Dominique didn't even live.
Yeah.
Like, people forget, like, most slaves outside of America, like, yes, slaves, they suffered, but they had to keep you alive. Like, if you died,
because the vast majority of slaves from the transatlantic slave trade went to the Caribbean and to South America.
That's why they had the breeding farms in America, because like, they had to produce a lot more. They didn't have enough. Like, it's so like, slaves in America usually lived a lot longer. Like, they, you know what I'm saying? Like, they had to like keep them alive, like all that kind of shit.
Yeah, they had to feed them.
They didn't
not well, but they had to feed them enough, and they couldn't and they had to like limit. They couldn't punish them as brutally as they could in the Caribbean.
No, they made examples out of you in Saint Dominique.
Yeah, no, there's in Jamaica, all those places.
Especially like Haiti. Haiti sucked. Sucked for slaves. Like I said, that's why they had that slave rebellion.
You also had really high rates of suicide amongst slaves in the Caribbean,
and that's why so many Black women were so comfortable being plasages.
Yeah.
As a Haitian learning about American Southern slavery, I used to think it was funny because it was my ancestors who loved to pick cotton. Why would that be funny?
Yeah, I don't think it was funny, but yeah,
like, y'all had no
being
idea
a slave anywhere sucked.
The shit we had to deal with in the Caribbean. Oh yeah. Oh, she was saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to minimize, but slaves live better and eat better in most. I wouldn't say that. Like,
being served in Russia definitely sucked though.
It did.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was to the extent of like Black people, because people didn't realize that Black people were conditioned to like generational circumstances.
Yeah.
Like, you could never, if you were always going to be a slave, your great grandchildren were going to be slaves. Like, it's, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And especially for Black women as well. No, I think I don't think anyone's ever had an experience that bad. You could say other Black women in other countries have.
Yeah, the other thing is too is serfs, you weren't considered human property.
And they did have famines in the South too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sometimes slaves did start. It was rare, but it happened.
Yeah.
A
They
lot of slaves.
also they were also their diets were also very nutritionally poor, worse in the Caribbean. More so in the Caribbean. You had really, really high rates of death, not even from starving, but just from the disease you get from malnutrition, like beriberi.
Mhm. But
Or
yeah, I agree.
yeah.
But we ain't gonna say bitch, because them Russian peasants, they definitely dealt with they shit. But like I think that's a reach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think
serfdom
it's a
is
reach.
really, really bad, but slavery legally is a
You
worse
said most
condition.
serfs? What is a serf?
So it's when you're a peasant, but you're tied to the land.
Oh yeah.
And
I think
whoever
that
owns that land, they sort of own you, but yeah, you're not allowed to leave without their permission, and you basically work the land and you pay rents to them, and
I
you're
think
stuck there.
it got worse when Stalin took over.
Yeah, well, yes, the serfdom in Russia ended in 1863, but a lot of the peasants were really liberated because it
I
was
think
actually sort of similar to what happened in the US in that they didn't get basically they didn't automatically get the land they'd been working for generations.
mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like, yeah, like okay, so like you're free but you own no property.
But I wouldn't say like that's really anti-black to sit up here and say like they
Yeah.
like no. And let me say something like the Soviets hit the Russians hit they like bottom with what is it, Holodomor or whatever it was,
Oh, the Holodomor. Yeah, that was one of the most evil things they did. Yeah.
and them gulags. That's
Yeah. Yeah.
that's not like Russia had it the worst. Like
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I don't think serfdom in general is not as bad as slavery. And
yeah,
the
they
biggest
love this.
thing is, yeah, like American slavery was chattel slavery.
Mm-hmm.
And if you were a serf, at least you weren't considered property.
No,
I mean,
and
again, it was still a really, really bad condition. You were certainly not free, but it was a difference.
yes, bitch. You weren't. I don't think there was no other group that's ever been like, bitch, you're 3/5 human. Like you're not considered a human
Yeah.
being. Like I don't think that policy's ever been presented on anyone else besides black people.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, Talia, but serfs also were investments because you did inherit them.
Yes,
No, like you inherited them, like they called them souls and stuff. So serfs definitely were an investment because you needed them. You needed people to farm
Talia.
for you, so
In
so
America,
you could
you
get
had
rich and so you could.
slaves that would
Yeah.
sell. You would have white men who would sell their own children.
Yes, that was the most common thing. Yeah.
So I feel like, can you imagine like seeing your child that you had with somebody get sold
Mm-hmm.
because some Karen was jealous? Like that. Let's Talia like that. No, bitch. Like very
Yeah.
much a typical ass white supremacist ass gaslighting of black people's struggles. But
So
I
a
would totally
serf,
agree
well,
with
yeah,
you
but
when you
okay,
said
so I
that
understand a serf
Caribbean, it
wasn't
was
as
worse. It
valuable,
was
but
worse in Haiti. But also in Haiti, it ended a lot earlier too.
mhm. Yeah, like I said, I'm not denying that serfs could be treated very badly because they weren't. But the reason you had more sales amongst slaves in the U.S. was because what was it, after 1809? Officially, you weren't even supposed to have slaves being imported from Africa or other places.
Yeah.
So that's why you had especially in the upper South, like in Maryland and Virginia, the Northern Virginia and stuff.
Yeah.
You had people who primarily just bred slaves to sell them.
That was all over. Not only that, that's another thing. Like black women were forced to carry children. Like they were forced, like the whole American
Mhm.
economy depended on how many children black women had.
Yeah. And so that means too, like you say, okay, they're valuable. That means you can sell them for a profit, which means the families get broken up.
Oh yeah, they don't know. Like Louisiana, we talked about that earlier. Though slavery in Louisiana was a lot different than slavery in
Yeah.
other states. But slavery in Louisiana also sucked, and they all were different, but they sucked in different ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can argue that Jim Crow was worse than slavery. I said what
Mhm.
I said. especially like during the 1920s, bitch. Like,
yeah, I would say the level of violence in the Jim Crow South it went beyond what they did during slavery, because slavery was really, really brutal even in the Americas, and there was a lot of really like extreme physical violence was a normal part of it. But I think like in general, you wouldn't kill your slave, at least not on purpose.
no,
Whereas there are a
it
lot
happens
of black
sometimes,
people
but
who were
they
being killed
do
in
it to make an
like,
example out of somebody. Like,
yeah, no, there were black people who were being killed in absolutely unimaginable ways. Like, I think YouTube would demonetize us if we went into
oh
specifics.
yeah, I mean, some of them talk about it on here,
That's true.
but I
Yeah.
ain't gonna, like I said, them alligators, stuff like that. Like, so I mean,
Yeah.
like, they did anything it took to keep them as like a permanent underclass. Like, so I mean, like, that's where it's like, I don't think that anyone's had that experience.
Yeah. I think the other thing with serfdom was it wasn't racialized.
I thought they treated the other non-Russian ethnic groups a lot worse than Russians.
They did. That's true. Yeah, that especially after Nicholas the First became czar.
They always, because like even in the USSR, like Russian was the main official language. I guess it makes sense because most of the population is Russian and they need like a unifying language.
Yes, but that meant a lot of cases they actually tried to outlaw other languages and try and keep people from speaking it.
But what I did not know until recently is that the USSR was like the United States in terms like they had states, like the Russian USSR, like the Ukrainian USSR. Like,
yes, yeah.
I thought they just drew the lines after it. Like, I didn't realize that Ukraine existed just as like a state.
Yeah.
It'd be like Texas becoming its own country, basically.
Yeah, exactly. But it's still like part of the Yeah.
So I thought the USSR was just like, a lot of Americans think that Russia and the Soviet Union are the same thing.
And they're not. Yeah.
So the Russian Empire became the USSR, but it's a difference.
Yes.
But
the USSR actually also had to take back a lot of territory that the Russian Empire lost during World War I.
And the Russian Empire, the USSR tried to give other Russian ethnic groups a lot more say. They weren't perfect, but they tried to do better than you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, the Russian Empire definitely, like, especially
they didn't give a fuck, bitch. You beneath me.
Yeah, especially from like about 1825 onward, really started cracking down on other ethnic groups, like said to the point of trying to erase their languages. Yeah, and even today, like I think we talked about this a while ago with a couple podcasts ago, like where somebody brought up that like a lot of Russian commentators were saying that Seda Tutalian was ugly or something.
Yeah.
And you were saying like, oh yeah, like that's because she's Armenian. To most of the world, Armenians are white. But in Russia, like that means you're an ethnic minority and you're not really fully considered white.
I wouldn't say considered white, but
I don't think not considered white, but like you're definitely.
I don't think most Europeans look at themselves. Well, I think a lot of them realize they have like white skin, but I don't think they really look at themselves as like white. Then they look at themselves like Russian or German. Like, I guess overall, like, okay, my skin is white. Like, I think most Africans know they're black, but they don't really think, they don't dwell on the same way we do in like Brazil and America. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, exactly. Because in America, like,
it's a whole bunch of different groups of people.
Yeah, different groups of white people and a whole bunch of different groups.
Like most, you can't really tell Russians and Ukrainians apart by just looking at them. Like, or even you can't really even tell Russians from Polish people. Like, they speak different languages and different cultures, but you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
no, you know what I'm saying? Like, Americans were poor. They couldn't afford slaves on the vast scale that state-sponsored colonies and Caribbeans could. No, the South, I want to say, wasn't it like 20% of white people own slaves?
Yeah, and it varied from state to state.
So that's a lot.
Yeah, no, American slavery actually was really, really profitable. Not to the degree the Caribbean slavery or Brazilian slavery was, but it really was profitable.
Yeah.
That's why they didn't want to get rid of it.
Like, very much so. Like,
yeah, and a lot of people some people bring up the argument like, oh, slavery in the American South would would have died a natural death when they industrialized. But that's not necessarily true for a couple reasons. One, there's nothing to stop people from sending their slaves to work in factories. That's one thing, which you did see a tiny bit of that even at the end of the antebellum South period.
They were making them manufacture the stuff for the Confederate soldiers to wear.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, and
This-
the other thing too was even like up until very recently, the South is still a really heavily agricultural economy.
And that's why all the southern states except Georgia are so poor.
Yeah.
And I want to say that only reason Georgia is poor is richer. Georgia as a state is poor. It's just Atlanta itself is a very rich.
Yeah.
Has a lot of business. Like I'm saying, like Atlanta is an exception, but outside of Atlanta, the rest of the South is very undeveloped.
Yeah, but you got to remember, like the cotton trade in the U.S. was a big deal. Talia, I have studied Russian history.
Allie is a history professor.
Talia, I'm not saying it wasn't bad. I noticed Russian serfs were really,
Allie
really
is
bad.
a history. Talia, Allie is a history professor.
I know. I really know. I've read like personal accounts from serfs and stuff, and I've read ethnographies on that.
That's how she knew, bitch. I didn't know what the fuck a Russian serf is. I'm like, what the fuck is a serf? Like, I knew about the peasants.
No, yeah, like, and serfs were, yes, they were. I know they were treated really, really badly, but I've also read a lot on like American slave conditions, and those were really awful too. And I think again, literally being human property versus tied to land, I mean, it does change things.
Yeah, Americans were very poor. They couldn't afford.
No, but yeah, what I was saying that was like the American cotton trade was really, really profitable, and that's one of the reasons why. Great Britain considered supporting the Confederacy during the Civil War, and that was one of the reasons the North wanted to stop that from happening. Why they didn't want to stop it.
Yeah, France too, because they all that cotton they was producing.
Yes, exactly.
I want to say, as much as it considers slaves humans, where Latin-based countries had ethical codes and invited slaves as people. No, they did not. They did not value them as people in Brazil and other Latin American countries. If that wasn't the case, they wouldn't be so damn anti-Black to this day. They tried to so basically they used them, and once slavery was over, they tried to eradicate them from the population.
Yeah.
Also, Allie, look up the living conditions and the food work.
That's why I said no. I actually do know a lot about that. And I do know that stuff.
But northern states are poor as fuck too, though. Especially now because they don't have no damn, all the industries collapsed because of China and other poor countries being able to take their damn labor. And Black people, Black people in the North are very poor as well, like Philadelphia, Detroit, Cleveland, like Chicago, Milwaukee, like Black urban communities in the North are very poor, very collapsing into all of them are like almost every Black community in the North is in bad condition.
Okay, Talia, I think a lot of the stuff you're quoting is stuff that you probably got from school and such, because they teach things like
we didn't learn about no damn
that economically profitable, and a lot of it comes from like lost cause mythology. Like the South was fighting this great noble, glorious battle that they were always destined to win. And I'm not saying that's what you always destined to lose, because the deck was simply stacked against them from the beginning, which is a stupid argument for a lot of reasons, but a lot of that seeps into it, even if you're not literally being taught lost cause ideology as a whole.
They make it seem like Black people's life is
but
better.
that's why you'll hear things like slavery wasn't profitable.
That's not, and also they try to make this argument to make it seem like Black people's life was better during slavery.
Yeah, exactly.
Be so fucking for real.
And, I mean, I didn't learn a lot of this stuff until I went to
Black
college.
People during slavery were happier. I saw someone say that
as a kid.
We were happier. We were happier during slavery than now.
No, but that's things people say. Yeah, so it's very like
what?
Okay, but yeah, no, I understand. Okay, so I get that.
But we're gonna be so real right now.
Haitian slavery was worse.
Haiti does not teach real history. Haiti don't even have a consistent government. Like Talia, we gonna be so fucking for real right now.
Yeah, no.
Like Haiti hasn't even had a democratic government. Like what? Not that happens sometimes, but Haiti don't even have like. But we gonna be so fucking for real right now, and we can sit up here and say that's true. Like Haiti has been held back by other countries, but you can't tell me Haiti teach real history, bitch. A lot of people in Haiti can't even read. I think Haiti has like a 70% literacy rate. Like a lot of my friends that are Haitian, a lot of Haitian people can't even read. They don't even have basic sanitation. Like, let's be so fucking for real right now. I'm not being anti-black. That's the fucking truth. We gonna call out, like I said, we call out all niggas over here. What? But like, that's no Haiti as a country. I have a lot of Haitian friends as well who send hella money back to Haiti. Like what? Like that's just the truth. Actually, South of Haiti is fine. That's not true. If we Googled the GDP of South Haiti, let's be so fucking for real right now.
Kelly, I do want to say I'm sorry. I missed that you went to school in Haiti, but I mean, I think still a lot of American history, American slavery is still like being framed.
I didn't say 7%. I said 70.
Framed through lost cause ideology.
70. We gonna Google Haiti's literacy rate right now, bitch. But I know one of my friends said she has people in her family that can't read correctly. 61.69% of Haitians can read. So I'm sorry, it's not even 70%, it's 61%. You can sit up here and say the stats are off, but we're not gonna sit up here like they're making shit up. Like this is something that a lot of black people be talking about, like a lot of like black immigrants and stuff like that. Sometimes they are delusional. Like I don't believe in diaspora wars. Like I said, I think black people from everywhere are flawed. Like I talk about black Americans being on bullshit, but I think Haitians, Jamaicans, and Africans are bad as well. I don't think that black people anywhere are doing well. Okay,
I mean,
but
I actually would agree. Like, I think we both agreed. Like, Haitian slavery was in general worse than American.
Yeah, a lot worse.
Being a slave in the
my
Caribbean
point is,
was one of the worst
when they
things
create
ever.
this myth that Haiti and other African countries are better than America, like, why are y'all here?
But yeah, but the thing I took issue with was
why,
the idea that,
let me finish something, Ali. Why are y'all moving here, but Black Americans aren't moving to Haiti?
Yes.
So, like, come on now. Like, that's not to throw any shots, but Haiti has a lot of problems. Haiti, it's the poorest country in what is it, the Western Hemisphere. So, and I mean, like I said, that comes from France, and France fucking Haiti up as well.
Oh yeah, because they were mad. Yeah, the penalties France
America
tried to oppose
America putting what is it, embargoes on Haiti, but the fact still stands. Like we could talk about what caused that, but the fact still fucking stands.
Yeah.
Haiti effectively its own government since 1806. We've been economically and government separate from Port-au-Prince. Haiti is not just Port-au-Prince. Yeah, but Haiti as a country is still very poor. It doesn't matter if you live in the cities. Like one of my cousins, besties, was a rich Haitian. She a rich upper class Haitian, and she can get on here right now and tell you the fucking truth. Like, let's be so for real right now. I think Mama went back to Haiti, I want to say 2 years ago. So, man. But like, I know she went to private school in Haiti, but I don't even think Haiti provides public schools. What are you talking about? Child. Yeah. I'm gonna stop responding though, because I can't with people who be so delusional in their country. Like, you, bitch, Georgia's one of the poorest states in the country except for Atlanta. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and deny that. Like, you mean you think, like, I know Black Americans are far behind white people and other groups of people. Like, I'm not stupid. You ain't gonna sit up here and act like Haiti's not poor as fuck. Like, let's be so fucking, like, not act like most Haitians aren't poor. I do know that Haiti had to pay France to stop France from invading them. I know.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I think they didn't even finish paying off until like the 70s or something.
Yeah.
I know, bitch. I
No,
read
yeah, we
history.
know. Yeah, we know that Haiti was put into a lot of debt. Yeah, like we're not saying it's like Haiti's fault that they're in this situation.
But they're in it.
Yeah, it's like it is, but yeah, like Haiti, we know that Haiti was punished really, really severely for having a revolution.
We
And
know.
also, yeah, like the Dominican Republic and stuff.
But you're not going to deny Haiti's in a situation. It's in, like, like, be so for real.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to say, I think sometimes they exaggerate, but like Haiti is in really bad situation. It's crazy because you're from Georgia. Look up the Battle of Savannah. You'll see that it was us who was one in the USA. Your statue of Haitians. There is, I don't know any statues of Haiti and Haitians in Savannah, and I've been in Savannah, so I'm just saying, like, Haiti hasn't had a stable government. How was saying that anti-black? I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is anti-black.
Okay.
Like what? I don't understand. How is it not anti-black to call out Black Americans, but it's anti-black to call out the truth about some African countries in Haiti? Like, your country is fucked up. I had African students tell me all the time, like, oh, they lie about Africa, which is true. I think they do hide like some of the good parts about Africa. But let's be real, a lot of the good parts come from corrupt people that steal the money to even create those good parts. Because why are some people living in mansions in Africa when the rest of the country don't even have access to basic water?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on now.
Yeah, Talia, we're not saying that like Haitians haven't done anything. Yeah, the Haitians had the
They
first.
know, she know that. They just
Yeah, they had, Haitians had the first successful slave revolt in the history of the transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah, we know, bitch. But we also know that
we know that they helped in the Civil War. Yeah,
we also know about that motherfucking that damn, what is his name, Papa Doc or whatever. We know about that damn
Papa
ass,
Doc. Yeah,
that voodoo ass, evil ass president that y'all had that loved to do voodoo on people and loved to do some fucked up shit.
Yeah. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, like a lot of the situation now is due to political instability. Your president getting assassinated. Yeah, and we're not. I'm sorry, I wasn't saying your schooling was bad. The thing that I was really objecting to.
The situation in Haiti got worse because your president got assassinated, but it was always bad, love.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I was like, what is okay, but Talia, no, I'm sorry, I do not believe that.
We gotta move
I'm sorry,
I
do not believe that.
We got Allie. Don't pay her no attention. Don't pay mamas no attention. But moving on to Chuso.
Sorry.
What was Chuso's chance? You think Chuso had a chance clearing somebody at this Asian Games?
Oh, who do you think has a chance?
Chuso.
Do you think she did if she hadn't been injured? I don't know. She got I looked her up her score last year. It was like a 46 or something. So I don't think so.
How your score lower to your age?
Yes, I have a question about. So you're talking about
Allie. Allie, how her score lower to her age?
That is bad, actually. Yeah, so with the situation with Emma Malabuyo, like I've been looking, like, it seems like it doesn't seem like a lot of Filipino people are the ones who are mad about this. About like Emma Malabuyo or Aaliyah Finnegan representing their country.
I mean, no, even if they were, it is what it is. But like I said, you should have stood on business. Like, I don't know. You got like, it's not, if Emma would have posted like a 56, I could understand, okay, that's hopeless for somebody else. But like, Mama's posted a 50.3.
Yeah. And also like every other, I was looking this up, every other person who competed at the Asian Championships, last year who got a higher score than Emma Malabuyo got, like, is already qualified. Like, there's an Indonesian gymnast, Rifta Irfana Lusthi, who got a 51 something.
She had a little could come back and clear.
Yeah, and she qualified to the Olympics through the AA last year.
Someone said the score being less than her age is wild. It is, but isn't Mama like 50?
Yeah, and like Johnny's saying, yeah, she would have made vault finals at Paris anyway with the vault she does.
I don't understand why people want to compete in the qualifications, bitch. Like,
yeah,
she's like this Olympics. You're not gonna advance. Like, man,
I think it is for the prestige of being an Olympian because it does. Still
but you've been an Olympian 8 times.
That's true, though. Yeah, and she's won Olympic medals.
You haven't won your last medal since Beijing.
True.
You haven't won your last world medal since 2011.
33, but yeah. Like, that's the thing. Like, yeah, like, Chuso, the stuff she's done for, like, in general, has been really amazing. Like, she got her last world medal at 36. She got her last Olympic medal at 33.
Let me say, I'm messy because I was yelling when that girl was doing all that fucking crying and shit. Like the Cassie girl, that shit was funny. I don't know. I feel like I love seeing like gymnastics be like a sport, like being very I love gymnastics being like, you know what I'm saying, like messy, like other sports.
Yeah.
When she was doing all that, it gave Rosa Galieva, bitch, get over it.
Yeah. So Nate did say, yeah. Chuso has robbed Olympic medals.
Besides Nelly Kim, is Rosa Galieva the most jealous gymnast you've ever known?
I mean, at least Nelly Kim did a lot of shit.
But Nelly Kim was very jealous of Nadia Coveney.
Oh, yeah, she was. Nelly was, yeah, she had to share medals with Nelly. Sorry, she had to
Nadia,
share medals
remember
with
she was
Nadia,
like,
Nadia
remember her doctor was like, they were always talking about her. Like, it's like, this is 30 years later, she still got all this, like, the word Nadia, like, anytime someone say Nadia, it's like, it get Nelly Kim and her feelings, like.
Yes, oh, Nadia.
Because Nadia cleared.
Oh, yeah, Nadia in 1976, yeah.
I want to say Nelly Kim ate that hoe for breakfast, lunch, and dinner on vault.
Oh, she did. Yeah, Nelly Kim was the best vaulter. I think at the time, Nelly Kim was the best vaulter women's gymnastics I'd ever seen.
But everything else,
yeah, kind of. I think she was equal to her on floor.
Somebody said, "Yes, I live for the drama." Yeah, we so messy, but when she was doing all that extra shit, I was fucking laughing like, bitch. Everyone else like, oh my god, like that shit was funny. Yeah, I guess it'll be next time. Like, I don't know. Yeah, that Chuso, her full sister Yachenko is nasty. Like that Cassie.
Yeah, I think people should be crying if their full twisting Yurchenkos are worse than Shannon Miller's, which was actually a really good one.
Her full twisting Yurchenko is really bad. I almost fell off and slid into the. I'm running on Trevor LA. But her scores do be lower than her age. Mm-hmm. Girl, you 50, you should be posting 50s.
Yeah. I was saying, like, yeah, like an Indonesian gymnast outscored by almost Emma Malabuyo by like a point. Not at this Asian championship, she didn't go because she didn't need to. But yeah.
Like, girl, get your shit together.
Yeah.
Nelly Kim was from Tajikistan. Yeah. All the Soviets come from all the Soviet countries.
Yeah.
They didn't just come from Russia. And they could have just been born in any random one because like it was like a state. Like your family could be from Georgia, but they was in New York at the time. Mm-hmm. The same shit.
Yeah.
Chuso would have came through with a 2.5 twist.
Ooh. 2.5 twists.
I think Chuso was getting ready to go off on floor. I think Mama's gonna do a full in, a front double, and end with a double tug. Mm-hmm. The thing is, though, she could have cleared. Where could she have beat Emma Malabuyo?
Mm-hmm. You can't beat Emma Malabuyo?
Emma Malabuyo was going to clear her on bars and being ready.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. No, I think I thought Emma was going to beat Chuso too.
Oh, Bob,
showed up. Yeah.
Oh, Bob, Chuso could have beat Emma.
Mm-hmm.
But not, but on floor, what do you think Chuso could have scored with her best floor with upgrade?
12 something?
Like,
yeah, Vault, I think, is the only apparatus where she could have scored over a 13, I think.
so let me.
And floor, I think, the only one over a 12. But
I know them leaps on beam.
Yeah.
I think Chuso could have beat Emma. Like, if she would have really turned up.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I think it would have been kind of funny if Emma got cleared by Chuso.
It would have been hilarious. I think Chuso was getting ready to go off. It might not have been enough, but Chuso. I'm like, she said she got injured on what? Girl, what you do that was difficult enough to get injured?
Well, she's almost 50, so probably anything. I mean, that's probably fair. Like, she's doing a hell of a lot better gymnastics than the other 50-year-old I know, but
yeah,
it doesn't mean she's ready for the Olympics. Most 50-year-olds are not. Like I said, that's nothing to be ashamed of. Most people can't compete at the Olympics at 50 or almost 50, but
no.
But like, the question is, are you good enough? The answer is probably no. But again, there are people saying Gabby's too old at 28, so
yeah,
which is crazy.
But
that's not true.
Toyota not.
Yeah. They probably got injured on that double tuck. They forgot to put her mat down.
That double tuck. It was hella cowboy.
Oh yeah. Now that did look like something from the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s was the gymnastics was not good. Like,
well, they let you get away with so much,
especially the 88 Olympics, bitch. Like, if you just did decent 10, like, I don't understand. Like, you used to have to work for a 10 at 88. They just said, well, anyone who wanted can get one. Because you know who was a nasty gymnast?
Who?
Daniela.
On floor and vault, yeah. She didn't do a syllabus though in 1980.
That syllabus was nasty.
It was, but she did it. On the 88 floor, though, I do think that's impressive.
She went off on beam now.
Oh yeah, that's why I said I like her beaming, and she was a good Romanian bar worker.
But you know who cleared the most?
Who?
Christina Bontage.
Oh, Bontage, yeah. Bontage is such I'm glad you had her in your video. She's such an underrated Ukrainian Romanian gymnast.
You know who was a little bit overrated?
Who?
Ariela Dobre.
I barely remember her, but yeah.
You know who I'm talking. You don't remember her?
No, she won one of the worlds, didn't she?
Yeah, she's the world all-around champion in '87.
That was
Mama's is very rich to this day. She got, her family is very successful. I think her son's like one of the most popular YouTubers ever.
Mm-hmm.
Ariela Dobre, mama won in the end, bitch. Mm-hmm. But like, she was really gassed up in the late 80s, bitch. Like,
yeah, then Syllabus came in and took her crown.
But she was injured, I think.
Oh, yeah.
She had a lot more natural talent than Syllabus, though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just like Christina Bontage, her bot wasn't good. But besides that, especially the bars and beam, mama was serving.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I loved that. Yeah, that what was it? Her backhand spring mount, backhand spring loso combo was great.
Like Lavinia or Gina would never.
No, because that actually involved risk. Can you imagine taking risks on beam?
Like, she was just doing so much, and it's just like them other hoes was doing nothing. Like, bruh, I hate Gina Goshen, bruh, except for on floor.
Yeah, no. On floor, like that was where the Romanians really took risk on floor, and some of them on vault.
But also, Simone Biles also did a lot.
Yeah, Simone Biles was great. Simone Biles really did take risks ahead of
Dang, Dobre's sons had 35 million subscribers. Yeah. Her
Probably.
Dobre is she living it good, bitch. One of them, mama did a split, and they had to run. They had to like go on a motorcycle full speed and not run over her. I saw that video. Bitch, mama is living very good. She doing very much well for herself in America.
Mm-hmm. Good for her.
But Ariella Dobre a little bit overrated. Shushanova was another one that's overrated. Not as much as Syllabus, because people want to act like Nelly Kim ain't stand on business. Nelly Kim did what she had to do, bitch. Nelly Kim did a lot of fucked up shit. But didn't she give her like a 9.5 or something? I don't know.
Oh yeah, when Nelly Kim gave she gave Daniela Silavash a 9.5 on her vault, so she wouldn't beat Shushanova.
Which was deserved.
Well, the thing was, everyone else was going to give her a fucking 10 or like a 9.95.
Yeah, like
she didn't
if
deserve
everyone
that
else
either.
gave her a 9.9, Nelly Kim would have had no smoke. But it's like this bitch gonna fuck around and get a 10. Like
not gonna happen. I think the 9.5 was a protest against.
So like lower, because if she would have got a 9.9, mama would have still got like a very high ass score.
Yeah, exactly.
If
she threw out the lowest score she could so that she would be forced to count another lower score.
Yeah, so like
it was perfectly legitimate. I stand with Nelly Kim on that one. I also stand with Nelly Kim on taking away Svetlana Horkina's skills, not because it was right, but because Horkina deserves it.
I wonder what's her beef with Horkina.
Oh, what? I think it's because Horkina had the most named skills in the code of any Russian, I think. Because Horkina had like 6. And when Nelly Kim took charge of the WTC, she started naming skills after herself. Some of them legitimately, some of them not legitimately. And that's when she started snipping Horkina's
Girl,
skills.
nobody fucking remember you, Nelly Kim, bitch. Everyone only remember Nadia and Olga.
Yep.
I remember she shook Gabby Douglas' hand when she cleared coma, but that's all I know.
Oh, yeah, because Nelly Kim wants to be the best Russian gymnast. She did. You said she shook her hand?
Gabby, yeah, she was kissing Gabby and shit.
I mean, Nelly Kim's done a lot. Yeah. Not all of it good, but yeah, she did stand on business. She did stand on business.
She did. I love that.
She gave us the open-ended code, which I think was a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would say, like, if anyone ever complains about the open-ended code, I just say watch the 1997 beam final.
Watch the 88 Olympics.
Yes, and then tell me what you think. Yeah, like
Bogey was overrated.
Yes.
I love the way that what's her name used to gas her up though. Bella.
Oh, Bella Crowley, yeah. Well, he did do that. He
did that for everybody, but
he definitely gassed them up, and he definitely like got them all. Like he gave them all so much hype.
He used to always like have them like what he would say they would always do. He'd like stand this up.
Yeah. No, he always made him feel good during competition.
Aggressive, like he coached him through the whole damn routine, bitch. Like he was that's one thing. Him and fucking Steve Luna, they were good, but Steve Luna learned from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I liked him at least at a competition, bitch. Like he had them girls standing on business.
Mm-hmm.
All of his girls were the best. Like I had like the only good girls in the country were his girls.
True. I think like there are some legitimate criticisms. Like a lot of them, like he didn't give them their skills because he wasn't really like necessarily a skilled gymnastics coach in that sense, but he knew how to scare them. Bella.
Who gave them their skills? Marta?
I think Marta, I think I've always heard Marta knew a lot more about gymnastics. Like she actually did it. Bella kind of stumbled into gymnastics coaching by accident. I think Yeah, he had just I think it was like he had just graduated college or something, and he was doing sports science or something.
Didn't they blackball Bella?
Yeah, they blackballed him. But yeah, Marta was on a college gymnastics team, and he ended up helping with coaching. I think it started out he was spotting, then he got more into coaching from that. But I think in general, Marta was the one who really understood the gymnastics.
I think they blackballed Bella after 2000.
Understandable.
But I mean, to be fair, what else did he have?
That's true. But I think like they did a lot of gymnasts did have their training mismanaged, like Vanessa Atler definitely did.
But 2000, but they replaced it with her. That's what's weird to me. It's like you realize he still probably have some kind of say about what the fuck going on.
Yeah.
You think he just shut his fucking mouth? In 2008, he became a damn commentator.
Oh, I forgot that.
But do you think Marta was smarter than him?
It was kind of dumb, but they definitely they definitely went hard for their gymnasts in Beijing, even with that team, even though they were fucking up.
They were spreading lies, bitch.
I found this out. Apparently, Marta tried to start a conspiracy theory to help Alicia Sacramone that the Chinese had got the judges to delay her start on beam on purpose so she would fall.
Yeah, them hoes, Marta. That's what them Eastern Europeans did, bitch. They gonna do whatever they gotta do, bitch. Like Marta was, like I said, Marta was an evil bitch, but she did what she had to do.
Yeah. Oh, he was a good strategist.
She knew, like,
obviously.
That hoe was
Yeah.
So like, she was creating hell lies about I forgot what she tried to say about Chung Fei robbing her or something in 2008. I don't think Chung Fei robbed Alicia Sacramone, but I do want to say that they were pushing that. They created that myth that the Chinese girls were like, they tried to say a lot of them were underage with no proof.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And the thing is, it was kind of hard to prove anybody was underage back then because they hadn't started. I don't think they'd started the FIG licensing system yet, which was meant to make it a little harder to lie about your age.
Yeah.
But a lot of the cheating was state sponsored. And like the IOC and the FIG, they're not detective agencies.
Yeah.
So as long as the documentation you give them is consistent, you can get away with it. Which isn't really fair, but I think that's why they crack down more. But also, like, I think leading up to Beijing, some of those allegations might have been true. But it's also like, I think a lot of it was more like politically motivated.
They didn't have no smoke for it until they got beat up.
Yeah, exactly. Like they saw Hekashin's bars, like, oops, better get rid.
They thought they didn't have no problem. It was gas and Sean and Nazi up and they looked at trials when they got cleared. That's when they got cleared. They had a problem. Like, bitch, you knew what the team was. Like, you knew exactly what the team was. They thought they had no smoking qualifications. It's like, okay, we can still win. When they could not win. That's when all them damn accusations came out. So like I said, they would have beat China. They didn't care if them hoes was underage. And then some of the ones they said were underage in 2007 by their logic too. They didn't care because they beat them. Hypocritical alley. Where is Allie? Ain't nobody joined the show today. That's kind of different. I was kind of expecting someone to come on.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm here. I just had to mute for a second.
You're good. I thought I lost you because we'd be losing people on here.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of an off week.
But yeah, I think I'll try my best to start that coverage again, especially now that I have super chats again. But it's just like, Allie, it's a lie.
It is.
especially with Gabby. It's
Oh
a
yeah.
lot. But anyway,
Yeah, so
we're gonna
so real quick, so were you saying we're still gonna try and do live coverage at least one day next week?
We'll see, yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, do you have anything you want to say before we get on? And like have our
no, that's just about it. And yeah, Brendan was just asking, do you all think Gabby will qualify to trials? And I said, I think it's gonna depend on what she does at nationals. I think if she has 2 really good bar routines, I think that they will invite her.
I think if she falls on one and she just hits one of them, they'll take her.
Yeah, as long as she's showing like decent scores, I think she can afford one fall. But yeah, I think they're so hard up for good bar routines that are consistent. They'll take her as long as she shows like she can do a 6-4 bar routine.
And she hits her bars. I mean, she hits her bar and beans.
Yeah, exactly. I think they'll take her. I think they'll invite her to trials.
Yeah. She could jump up to being likely to make the team depending on what she does at nationals.
Yeah, exactly. It's just going to depend. She is kind of starting. She's starting from almost 0.
Yeah, but anyway, child, we just have to pray for her because I can't have her fucking up my nerves how she's fucking up my nerves that last competition.
Exactly.
And when she did that routine, I just want to say fuck this, like, like that's one of the first routines we covered too.
Oh God, I was so.
You ain't gonna find out a tea about Gabby Douglas, baby. Y'all gonna find out on your own terms. You think you finna get Gymlandia to drop this shit over here? Baby, that's not gonna manifest for y'all.
Okay.
But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning into my live coverage. Make sure I have not live coverage, my live stream. Make sure I have a nice day, you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below. Make sure I have a nice day, you guys. Goodbye.
Bye.